Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are all doing well. And yeah, it's time, man. FFA Tournament. So how it's going to work is essentially we will have 4 players per pod here, 4 FFAs in total for the initial rounds. The winner of each will be going to a grand final, essentially, which will have the winner of each of the 4 previous matches. So it should be quite a bit of fun. My only concern for today is that we might run into some lag issues as we usually do with FFA, but I'm hoping for the best. I did, of course, let people know that, please don't join if you have a potato PC or some sort of issues with your internet. So the first lobby is up. Oh my god, this is a stacked lobby. Holy shit. Hey guys. Stacked lobby. So also, today's tournament is open to anyone who wants to play. So in between rounds, if you're able to join, you'll get a spot in it. So it's basically open. Anyone can join the lobbies. And wow, oh wow, this is a stacked lobby for sure. We have Ice Power, Total War, Poison Ducky, Valkanos, and Hadries. Damn. All right, so that's that, man. Yeah, this is some serious shit. Hey guys, let's go ahead and do this. I'm trying to think if I want to put a turn timer. I think I'll just put a 40-minute timer. I don't think any FFAs will go that long. 20 minutes might be a little bit too much. So we're really, it's a casual event, right? We're just going to have some fun with it. So let's go ahead and load back in here, go to the main battle screen, and you guys will be able to see the champions in the lobby right away. Yeah, welcome. I'm doing great. Thank you for joining. I know it's finally the FFA tournament. We've been talking about it for so long. All right, so we have Ice Power on Dark Elves, Poison Ducky on the Drowned, Valkanos on Beastmen, and Hadries on Skaven. So looks like a pretty fun roster. 20-minute turn timer. Let's see. So if we have 4 FFAs, 20 minutes apiece. So it's like, what, an hour and 20 minutes? And then we have a final, so an hour and 40 of actual in-game play. That would be interesting. Like, having a 20-minute timer might be kind of a cool thing. Maybe it would force the players to, like... It's almost like watching a battle royale where the map, like, closes in on you. Everybody's going to panic. Although, if somebody's ahead, then the problem is they'll just, like, run away. Yeah, no, we probably shouldn't do that. We're just something to think about. If you put the 3 people who are in second place in the last FFA, it makes it pretty fun. Yeah, Ruben, that's not a bad idea at all. But I wanted to get more people involved. So having 4 FFAs... lets 4 new people participate in the event. So that's kind of the plan. I know. This is a serious one. So I'll let them know. 5 minutes to pick armies. Good luck, have fun. Also, I forgot to mention the winner of today's event. Usually for casual tournaments, we don't put up too big of a cash prize, but today it's just going to be 25 bucks for whoever wins the event. So there's a little bit of incentive to get in there and scrap it out, but hopefully we'll still see some memes. We do have the Drowned in here after all, so Poison Ducky going for the Ultimate Meme Award right out of the gates. We will see. We will see. Dark Elves are very good in FFA 7 Polar. Very, very strong. So Dark Elves essentially just, Marathi, Scourge Runners, Repeater Crossbows, really good mobility. They don't really get caught in bad positions because, again, they're so mobile, right? So they can, like, pick and choose their fights. And, wait for 2 other people to start fighting, then jump in on those fights, and shit can just get absolutely hog wild. Christian Bender, thank you for the 50 DKK. Best streamer. Volkmar sends his regards. Well, Volkmar's the man. Appreciate that. It's going to be really fun in Game 3 to get Volkmar the Grim with Kostaltine or Constantine. What's the name? How do you actually say, in terms of phonetics, the new Kislev Lord that they were showing on the blog today? How do you say his name? Because I have no idea. I'm going to have to ask for some help with some of those names. But nonetheless, Norska's actually, I feel like, okay in FFA. They have regeneration with, like, skin wolves and things like that. So I feel like they can actually sustain all right. Yeah, we'll see. How does an FFA tournament work? Well, we're figuring it out today. So essentially, my plan is that we have 4 FFA games initially. The winner of each of those FFA games will be jumping on over to the screen you're seeing right here, the top 4. So they'll earn a spot there. And then when all top 4 are set, the top 4 then play in the 5th FFA game, which is going to be, the one for the big prize, essentially. So there's it's like a mini qualifier system, essentially. That's the plan. That is the plan. Did it actually go there? Okay, I don't know if it showed you guys. Should be pulling up that screen right now. So yeah, you can see this is our top 4 for today. So the individual who wins each of these rounds will be earning a spot here on this list. Very cool. Didn't know if it actually pulled itself up, but looks like it did. All right, looks fine to me. Everything's going smooth. Doesn't seem to be any lag issues in this particular lobby. Everyone's good to go. Let's party, man. This is going to be fun. Rah, rah, Rasputin. Yeah. Boney M. Yeah. That song's great. Ruben, blood for the blood god, money for the money pot. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Ruben. You know, I've actually been painting a bunch of Khorne models right now in tabletop. They're for 40k though, but we've been kit bashing berserkers. Because the Khorne berserker models that they currently have for Warhammer 40k are just absolute trash. They're just so terrible. So we've been painting, Lady Turner and I, we've been painting our own Khorne berserkers that we kit bashed from some fantasy models, and they look really cool. Look really cool for sure. We're going to do a video showing them sometime in the next week or two. Ruben, appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, I really do enjoy playing like Khorne in 40k, and I'm sure I would enjoy it in fantasy too when the old world comes back. I wonder how these FFAs would go if no legendary lords were allowed. It'd be pretty wild, Lich. It'd be pretty wild, but I still think, you know, legendary lords are the spice of this game. I definitely want them. Oh yeah, stretching the old back out. I love these tournaments. I learned so much. Have gotten into multiplayer because of these, says Paul. Hey Paul, glad to hear that. And it's only going to get better once we get to game 3. Things are going to get so good for multiplayer, I think, with the new game mode. And obviously, I think there's going to be a new ladder, I would wager, based on the interview I had with them. So I think game 3 is going to be like a huge, huge win for multiplayer. How's it going, Wicked? Hope you're doing well, man. My streaming schedule is all over the place. It's just random, kind of, you know. There will come a time when game 3 comes out. I will have a set streaming schedule, so you guys will know when I'm going to be on. It'll probably be like 4 or 5 days a week. It'll be very consistent. But right now, it's just kind of random. Hey man, when are you gonna stream Warcraft? I'm not sure. Probably, let's see. So tomorrow, probably Sunday night. Sunday night my time, because tomorrow I have ECL, and then on Sunday we might just do like kind of a relaxed type stream there, and you know, go from there. Yeah, I did use Blood Reavers and Warriors for the kit bash. Yeah, exactly. I have 10 Blood Warriors and 10 Blood Reavers, and I just use them for the kit bashes. Just give them like chain swords, shoulder pads, you know, Space Marine backpacks. It's perfect. It's just pure madness, Andy, for the most part. I mean, because FFA is just, you know, hopefully people just won't like draw kite and things like that. If they do, we'll obviously we'll give them a warning. So it's kind of a loose interpretation of banner rules, but we're using the ladder army picks so players can bring a little bit more absurd army compositions if they want to. Because we want some, you know, chaos, right? Wesley, thank you for the $2. Game time turn. Thanks for the streaming. You got it. And Hydra, on to the craft of war for only Horus is higher in our devotion. You know, I actually have my entire army Hydra is painted like Black Legion. And I have a really nicely painted Abaddon as well. All right, my friends, and here we are in the FFA battle. For Poison Ducky, he's coming in with the Drowned. He's going to be having a bunch of Syrenes, which is very thematic. Celastra on foot, as well as 2 Damned Paladins, Rotting Prometheans, and basic Halberds. Pretty cool army here. Definitely dig it. And for the forces here of the Ice Power Total War, this is a definitely I want to win build. He's got Marathi, Double Manticore, Scourge Runner Chariots, Dark Riders, Scourge Runners, just all that sort of really good mobility that Dark Elves really, really like in this situation. And this is looking quite good, my friend. And now over here for the forces of the great Valkanos, champion of Clan RTK. Valkanos also a YouTuber. He does a great battle replays. He does indeed have Marauders, Berserkers in the back, a bunch of Horsemen, Condom Wolves, Wulfric the Wanderer on horseback, certainly a smaller target. I like that. And that's it. Pretty well-rounded Norscan army, to be completely honest. And if we look on over here, we can now see the last of our challengers in today's FFA Pod 1 battle. It's going to be the Great Hadries, one of our great Skaven champions here in the community. Double Chieftain, backed up by Lord Skrolk, double Rattling Gunner, and it looks like Globadiers and Mortars. Yeah, very nasty army for sure. This is probably the one army that everybody's going to be like, you know what, I just do not feel like attacking that army. Like, I do not want any piece of that. That does not look like fun to move into. Rattling Gunners, Mortars, like, if you fly with anything over this army, you're going to get just Rattling Gunner down. So, yeah, definitely some cool stuff. Let them know they can start anytime. No rush. So we'll be having 4 FFA games today. This is the first one, well, 5 in total, but 4 standard ones where the #1 player will be going on to the grand finals. Yeah. This roster for FFA could grace the Ever-Chosen tournament. It could, I know. Some very, very strong players in this group. So quite excited to see what they do. Of course, if you guys want to play today, we still have 3 more qualifier matches, and the lobbies are open to anyone. It's first come, first serve. So as soon as this game finishes, please note there is like a 20 or 30 second delay. You can try and join the lobby and, you know, get in there and do your thing. There are some issues sometimes with like time zones, not time zones, but you know, regions not being able to see lobbies. So my apologies if you do run into that problem, but there's not a whole lot we can do about that. It's kind of an annoying thing. So right now, Hadri's getting ready to face Norska. Norska has a little bit of a dual-pronged attack, sending some forces over. to skirmish against Ice Power Total War. So you can see a couple Marauder Horsemen here, some on the backside, just trying to keep the Dark Elves at bay, really, because obviously those Dark Elves could get quite nasty. A little bit concerned for the Skaven, though. They have a big Norscan infantry corps coming, but the good thing for Hadries is that the Norskins are coming in a choke here. You can see they're all very tightly packed, so these mortars, once they start shooting at like Berserkers and other units, I think Valkanos is in a very tricky situation, but so too is Hadries, because if you look over here, you could see the Drowned and the Coast is coming up and flanking pretty hard. Yeah, we got 2 damned Paladins here. We got Syrenes coming in the back. It's going to be a lot of nastiness for sure. Oh, first Burning Head coming in from Norska. A very good one there by Valkanos. Does drift through those Clan Rats and also takes a nice little excursion here through the flank of these Clan Rats, but doesn't look like it really hits him too much. So Hadries is going to be addressing the opening in his flank here. Looks like Lord Skrolk has dropped his first summon, so the Clan Rats have been summoned. Now Plague Monks will be summoned most likely. And Norska's army here definitely taking a pounding. Poor Valkanos getting kind of 2v1, but you know, that's the nature of the beast in FFA. That's why mobile builds are so good. Like this Dark Elf build, you can't really be 2v1. You could just like relocate your entire army and, you know, take those engagements. But also the, you know, note about being 2v1 is you can sometimes accrue such a massive amount of points from fighting 2 opponents worth if you can get enough punch that you can, you know, get back in the old battle here. Now the Chieftains for the Skaven jumping in and certainly going to be pretty good against the Condom Wolves. I mean, they just hit hard, right? Obviously, on paper, they don't want to be fighting Condom Wolf solo, but, you know, with nearby Skaven, they should be fine. And they're beating down a lot of these Condom Wolf models. And look at the points lead that Hadries is getting right now. It's pretty crazy. He's up to 4,300, and that's the thing. He's about to be flanked by this massive undead army, but we'll see what kind of points he can get from both of these engagements. Probably to come out ahead, Hadries would most likely need to get like 12, 13, 14,000 points to be like a contender, even after, you know, being eliminated potentially, right? He would need to get around those points. Yeah, being flanked pretty hardcore. That usually happens to Skaven gunline builds. People will see you, they'll swarm you from 2 sides because you can't really relocate. Now, Rattling Gunners from the Skaven are opening up here onto the Mourngulls, and it looks like, oh, the Kraken's Pull being used here by the Lore of the Deep from Poison Ducky, going down to the backfields on the Clan Rats and the Globadiers, and now the Damned Knights Errant are coming in. So the Drowned is really pushing in super aggressively here. You can see the Drowned getting ready to move through, but Hadries does have Warp Grinders here, so the Warp Grinders might be able to actually lock these down. It looks like Rod of Corruption is being used from Skrolk. Hadries still ahead on points. Valkanos coming in with a pretty hard second place and still pushing through. Ice Power Total War, of course, is currently the lowest on points. And this is probably smart for all 3 of the non-Dark Elf player here. Just kind of fight each other, and then at that point, you don't have to worry about chasing a mobile Dark Elf build. The Dark Elves are going to have to scrap for points where they can in the later stages. Now, Plague Monk Sensor Bearers are very good against Syrenes. They do magic damage, hit like trucks, might be able to grind out some points. Skrolk is still very much alive, and currently the standings are Hadries in first, Poison Ducky in second, Valkanos in third, and Ice Power pulling up the rear here, but that's because he's got the mobile build, right? He's got like the ranged kind of kiting build. He will be able to clean up some serious points here towards the later stages of the game. Big Burning Head going down. Burning Head will be cooking many Skaven, Coast, and Norskins alike, able to get some decent work as it goes down that way. And now we do get Marathi moving in. So Marathi going for some free points on the Shaman Sorcerer with the Manticore Goon Squad. And yeah, this is going to be tough. I think Ice Power probably will be the last man standing, unless there's like a last alliance formed, because right now, all 3 of the armies, I guess, maybe the healthiest of the armies outside of the Dark Elves is probably going to be the Sirene army, Poison Ducky's Drowned, which would be pretty crazy if the Drowned made it all the way through. So Slostra is moving. It looks like the Chieftains of the Skaven are kind of breaking. Lord Skrolk is being hunted by the 2 Paladins. Should be able to get some decent value here. Skrolk does do magic damage, so he can, get through the ethereal stats of these characters okay. But even still, his leadership's a little bit fickle. There's Manticores nearby. There's a lot of scariness, and I don't know if Skrolk is going to be able to hold. Liber One-Shoticus being used. Oh, and it looks like Wulfric's going to be going down. The last laugh of Hadries. Vengeance for those who have kind of flanked him from both sides here. And it looks like the damn Paladin's going to be going after Wulfric the Wanderer, as he does get picked off by a Scourge Runner Chariot Bolt. So, current points, Skaven are in first place, but not for long. They don't really have anything left. I think the entire Skaven army is pretty much in shambles. We do have some Sensor Bearers who've rallied near the edge of the map. Skrolk Daddy's trying to survive, but there is a Manticore attacking him. Wrathy's also coming in. There's drowned Paladins here. A lot of scary stopping power to potentially finish off the poor rats. So down goes Skrolk Daddy. Of course, Hadries does have the lead, but like I said, not for long. Probably going to be dropping it here, most likely, too. I don't know. The Dark Elves should have enough points to clean up here. I mean, I'm looking at what can possibly fight back against the Dark Elves. I guess it will probably be a contention between Poison Ducky as well as Ice Power. I feel like Norska is kind of out of the picture. Wulfric did get Karate chopped, and on top of that, the Marauder Horsemen aren't going to be able to really generate a ton of value to get in first place. So yeah, this is more or less going to be a battle between the Dark Elves and the Drowned. I think the Drowned probably will have a rough run of it. because most certainly Marathi is sitting on Soul Stealers at this point. And, you know, they took a beating fighting the Skaven. They had to move into Globadiers, Censor Bears, a lot of stuff died. However, the two Damned Paladins might be really good here. They do Rampage 1 Manticore, it looks like. Yeah, this Manticore is in a little bit of trouble, but man, oh man, the Scourge Runner is pounding into that Damned Paladin, not really caring about his physical resist, still getting that damage in there, but not before they are able to finish off a Manticore. So somehow, some way, the Skaven, Adri says, sandwiched and crushed, just another Friday night. Yeah, it's what happens when you pick gun lines. Gun lines are pretty risky. They can pay off for sure if people don't attack you, but or if just like one person attacks you, but it's so tempting when you see a gunline faction to just like swarm them from two sides, just shut them down. Yeah, really looking like it's going to be a battle between the Drowned as well as the Dark Elves. Granted, I think Dark Elves, like I said earlier, probably will get this. I mean, maybe Solastra can get some big, crazy AoE magic. The Damned Paladin here, still fighting pretty strong, but still getting low, and this Drowned army has no way of healing. Scourge Runner Chariots are still running rampant, farming points off the remnants of the Norscan force. And here in the backfield, we have the Marauder Horsemen also being screened out by the Chariots. So Valkanos doing a good job scrapping here in the fourth quarter. Skaven pulled ahead to a very early lead, but did suffer in the late game here as the Dark Elves did scrap their way back in. And now the Sirens continue to push through. Terror Routes will be potentially going down here soon with the Dreadspears. They're not immune to Psychology. Solastra, don't really know about her magic situation, but she still has a Paladin. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Poison Ducky could win this. I'd be really shocked, though. Ooh, a really, really nice Tide Call right there. Goes through the Bleak Swords and Dreadspears. And here, yeah, Sirens are chasing these Dark Riders, and you got to be careful for Ice Power. If they get too close to the edge of the battlefield and get terror routed by these Sirens, they could actually run right off, which would be very, very punishing. So you know what? Valkanos is kind of helping the Drowned here. He's basically keeping Ice Power's mobility occupied and actually could still be a threat to them. He has a fair amount of ammunition on the Horsemasters. We have 37 right here, 44 right here. So he's kind of keeping all this occupied while the undead forces here of the Drowned are able to kind of fight happily in this particular engagement. And it looks like the Dark Riders are able to get away. So Solastra using the Arcane Conduit to get some Winds of Magic back. Now we can kind of focus on some of the mobile engagements here as the Horsemasters, you know, kind of chip away here. Poison Ducky does fall behind. Ice Power obviously getting some good engagements here. And probably just banking on his Winds of Magic. You know, he's probably just saving up those Soul Stealers, really getting ready to party. And we'll see what he brings to bear. Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy for the Drowned to win this one. The Drowned, of course, got some really good initial engagements early. Against the Skaven, they were able to get a fair amount of points with the Kraken's Pull, the Tide Calls, as well as the Damned Knight's Errant Summon into the back line, especially shutting down the gun line. Another really nice Tide Call going down. Does hit all of the Bleak Swords. That one actually didn't seem to do as much damage, but yeah, the Dark Elf Infantry here should lose pretty decisively to the Sirens. Although, I don't know, some Sirens are crumbling down, so any given Sunday, man. Valkanos, though, really being the thorn in the side here of the Dark Elves, poking down the Skirmishers and the mobility, really being the great equalizer. And I think that's what's kind of cool about FFA and why I really enjoy it in, you know, Warcraft 3 as well, is because if somebody's very dominant, right? Oh, is that going to be the Kraken's Pull? Release the Kraken! So the Kraken's Pull has been summoned once more from the deep and is going to be tearing apart those Dark Riders. Is whipping them with the Kraken tentacles, although I think it actually might be hurting the Sirens as well. I don't really know if it does friendly fire damage, but nonetheless, Poison Ducky got a lot of points right there. Damned Paladin, though, he has to be the last man standing. You know, Poison Ducky cannot let the Dark Elves be the last man standing. If they are, then, you know, they're 100% going to win the game. Marathi herself doesn't do magic damage, but she does have the Doombolt plus Soul Stealer. Oh, God! Oh, no, not like this. That Soul Stealer is going to end the game. I think Ice Power wins this. Yeah, so Soul Stealer going down in Solastra, the zombies, that's just going to melt that entire magic army. Brutal, brutal stuff. And yeah, unless Valkanos is able to like team up with the Drowned and kind of rescue them from this, I think that Marathi has won the battle. That Soul Stealer pretty much nuked to the rest of the army. And I do think that the Kraken's Pull actually did do some pretty substantial damage there. So yeah, we're going, man. We're going. Remember, this is only the first of 4 games we will be having today. If you guys would like to join, please just make sure you have a good internet connection and your PC is strong, because this can be a little bit taxing on the PC. And there's nothing more miserable to watch than like a big team game or a big FFA game where there's like constant lag. It's just horrible. So please consider that before you join. Appreciate that. All right, Solastra fighting the good fight here. She's you know, whipping them with her little mirror and blowing some kisses here to the Bleak Swords, it looks like. And now she's going to get attacked by Marathi. Marathi should be able to finish the job. And with that, I think Ice Power Total War with his Druki will be advancing on. Certainly, of all the armies here, you know, one of the more competitive ways to play FFA is Scourge Runner with Marathi and Manticores. You get great mobility. You can pick your fights. It can still be beaten for sure, 100%. There's a ton of very strong FFA builds. But in this case, Ice Power did an excellent job picking his fights, and he's still getting enough points in the late game to pull this one out. GG, well played. GG, well played. So with that, Ice Power Total War should be our final champion here. The Marauder Horseman of Valkanos, scrapping quite valiantly, but Valkanos, even if he got last man standing by some, you know, some magical curse, he would not have enough to surpass Ice Power. I believe it's like 2,500 or something like that. No, it's not invite. It's open to anyone. So the lobby for the next game, as soon as this one's over, will be going up very shortly. It's just called Turin FFA Tournament, and the password is 1234. Very straightforward. Again, 1234 for the password. Yep, so Horsemen fighting, Dark Riders and Marathi swooping in, the last of the mighty Norskins. Yeah, the Norskins had a rough run of it too. Valkanos, you know, played as well as he possibly could have, but he had the Skaven bombarding his infantry from one side, and then his mobility was having to fight the Dark Elves. So his army was like kind of disconjointed, and you know, he got punished for that a little bit. So yeah, some Marauder Horsemen here on the far side for Valkanos, and it's so nice for Dark Elves to have a format in which they're viable. Yeah, Dark Elves are quite good in FFA for sure. The hit and run tactics very strong, great armor piercing, lord sniping, all that sort of good stuff. So that is that. That is that. We just have to wait for the last of the Norskins to be hunted off the battlefield, and we will go from there. So it looks like they're chasing down a Scourge Runner. Let's see what they're saying. Adri's saying, poor baby Dark Elf. That's really funny, man. Yeah. So 4 new players. You know, obviously everyone will get 1 chance to qualify. We will make sure to get 4 new players in every single pod. And the grand finals, of course, will be the winner of each of those 4 pods. That's your bank code. I feel like that's a lot of people's bank code. Hey, Ivan, thank you for the $20 donation. Really appreciate that. I know you sent it 10 minutes ago. Sorry, I was focused in the heat of commentary, but thank you, Ivan. Really appreciate that, man. Turin, loving the Fey Enchantress campaign. Will you be doing a Lizardman campaign at any point? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I think I would. Yeah, I haven't really done a full, like, Lizard campaign on my channel, I don't think. So, yeah, I'd be down to do that at some point before Game 3 comes out. Yeah, Wolfric's campaign, Norska's campaign feels a little bit antiquated, but it's still fun. I really like doing the Nurgle mechanic and getting all the plagues and stuff like that. It's definitely, like, excites me for what's to come in Game 3. All right, so Ice Power Total War will be claiming victory in the first battle. Welcome to the stream, my friends. This is the FFA Tournament. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at value. We're not going to analyze the armies too much. We're just going to look at value just for fun. Marathi's just, oh my god, just ape shit. 5,600 value. She is so goddamn good in FFA. And all the Scourge Runners, of course, accruing over 1,000. Celastra, though, coming in a hard second place in terms of value accrued. 4,000 value plus. Pretty damn good, man. And if we look at the forces of Hadri's didn't have too much of a chance being flanked by multiple opponents, but of course, I'm sure the Mortars maybe got some decent value. Yeah, it looks like about 800. And Valkanos' forces, who was the winner for him? It looks like Wolfric with about 1,700. Those Caster Lords, pretty strong in ye old FFA. So now we jump on over to the FFA top 4. We're going to update this here, and Ice Power Total War. So Ice Power TW. Hopefully it'll fit. Let's see. All right, looks like that fits. So Ice Power Total War is our first champion of the day. GG, well played. GG, well played. So next up, we got a whole new lobby set. We're going to be on Troll Country. We got Falcon, Reginald Puggington, and Biblington. A lot of tournament players showing up to do battle today. And let's head on back here and see what's cracking. We got 1 more spot open if anybody wants to join. And yeah, we'll go from there, man. Tic-Tac-Toe campaign would be quite funny. Turin, will you be doing another multiplayer guide for other races other than the Sons of Sigmar? I might. Yeah, it depends. It depends. I might do it. I'm going to see how people enjoy that one over time, and then we'll decide if it's worth it. Test seems good. Little lag. All right, so yeah, that's a good way to test if you're in a lobby. You could just type, and then if there's a delay, that's how you can tell if there's issues. All right, 5 minutes to pick. Good luck, have fun. So we have I Know Hear You, Reginald Puggington, Falcon, and Biblington here in this match, playing for the second spot here. As far as our first qualifier, you can see here we do have Ice Power Total War. He's earned it with his Dark Elves, Marathi accruing over 5,000 value. And now we're going in here to have some fun. I'm the graphics master, dude. Yeah, for sure. Graphics design is my passion. Turin, have you seen the best XMT starting of a battle today in the class? No, I didn't see that, Samurai. You can certainly send it my way. Send me a link. Was that on Rubber Duck's channel? I think or was it my son Herbert Walker was hosting it? I know there was some sort of a clan war going on today. Oh, don't be shy to join. Even if you're new, man, just get in here. The FFA is a casual format. You can just bring ridiculous armies and have fun, dude. Don't stress it. Don't stress it. Mr. BD, we will be streaming Warcraft 3 on Sunday night. most likely Sunday night. Tomorrow's ECL, and then the Sunday night is going to be Warcraft, most likely. Yeah, just come have fun. It's just Walmart Falcon. That's really funny. Anyone's welcome to join, and including, yes, somebody was asking if Anticity is playing today. He's more than welcome to. He just has to be one of the first to join the lobby. Anyone can join. Anyone can join the lobbies. Yes, correct. The password is 1234. 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Yeah, the lobby is West Coast. I mean, some folks here are from Europe. Some are from the States, as far as I can tell in these lobbies so far. So hopefully you guys will have a way of joining here. Oh, Ice Power, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. It was fun. And you'll have another chance to play in the grand final. So just hang tight. After we finish the other FFAs, you'll be playing in the 5th FFA, which is going to be the grand final. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we got Vampire Counts, Double Beastmen, as well as High Elves. It should be an interesting one. Cool thing about FFA too is you see all these like weird factions. Yeah. Think it would lag if I try to join from the UK? No, I don't think so. Ice Power, I think, is from the UK. It really just depends. If you have a good internet connection and a good PC, you're probably totally fine, man. You're probably totally fine. Yeah, so don't stress it. Yeah, it's not as bad. Like, if you have, like, ping issues in StarCraft or, Warcraft 3, it can be a huge, huge disadvantage. But in Total War, it's not the worst thing in the world if there's a little bit. Phil says he's playing Stormgrounds at the moment. And anyway, I'd get squished. Hey, no worries. Yeah, Stormgrounds is the new, like, Age of Sigmar 4X game. Like kind of tile based. I thought about playing it, but I thought it was an RTS game, so like live action with like base building, so I was really excited for it, but and when I saw it wasn't, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll be back when they make a RTS game. I mean, that's kind of, in many ways the future of the channel, right? Like Warhammer 3 is going to be my big jam, but on top of that, like any major RTS title they make, like if anything comes out, like any good RTS games, I'll 100% cover them. RTS has always been my favorite genre, hands down. Oh, yeah, let's go. I know, 2 cows, man. This is some crazy shit. We got 2 Beastmen players in here on Troll Country. So it's a pretty small one. We're going to be doing mostly smaller FFA maps today, just so the games don't get too kind of grindy. Hadri says, yes, key to winning FFA is having no one attack you. Yeah, Skaven and FFA, like stationary Skaven gunlines, Hadri's can be tough. Mobility is certainly very important. Mr. Holmes, probably on Sunday night. Yeah, I'll be posting another Warcraft 3 replay tomorrow, though. So you guys will get a little bit before Sunday night. Why do Beastmen route so easily? Because they're cowards. Cowards. Yeah. All right. So for the builds today, we're not making everyone do banner rules builds, but we are enforcing ladder limits. So basically, you can bring a little bit more of a wackier build, but there still are limitations. Yeah. Are you looking at the studio made up of ex-StarCraft devs? Yeah, Frost Giant Studios. Oh, hell yeah, man. I follow, like, everything they post. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited. Turin, is it possible to sign up in your tournaments even if I'm not a pro player? 100%, yes. My tournaments are welcome to individuals of all skill levels. So don't be shy. I'd love to see you in the events. You got to start somewhere, you got to start somewhere. You might have a bit of a rough fight in the beginning, but... Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, so for the forces here of Reginald Puggington, it's going to be a master. Well, I didn't even know they could ride Hellsteeds. He's got a master necromancer on a Hellsteed. What the hell? Okay, I actually legit think I've never seen this before, like in a game. Whoa, okay, that's some next level shit there by Puggington. Aside from that, he's got zombies backed up by Black Knights and probably Blood Knights in the back. No, Varix Reavers and Black Knights with lances, Blood Knights in the trees. So basically... a Vamptonia build. He's got like a massive Bretonnian undead build with a black coach in the middle and a master necromancer flying around. That is some weird shit, man. That is some weird stuff. So if we take a look over here at the forces of the Beastmen, I know hear you. He's got a bunch of Minotaurs backed up by Ungors, a couple Raiders, and Khazrak the One-Eye, baby! Now talk about winning a match with Khazrak the One-Eye. That would be quite magical indeed. We of course saw an attempt coming in from Papa Palpatine in the last faction war. He certainly tried his best, but nonetheless, pretty cool, man. Khazrak the One-Eye, very, very big gamble in an FFA. High Elves are also another faction that are quite good in FFA. This is pretty classic stuff here. We do have a Star Dragon, a Mage of Fire, as well as a Larry the Radiant. Ooh, boy. So basically, he's just going to hide with his spears and just go attack with his monsters and kind of do its thing there. New Lord discovered, I know. And it looks like a couple loose Reavers in the battlefield here. Now for the forces of the Beastmen, it's going to be Bestigors from Biblington, backed up by a couple Centaurs with throwing axes, Morkur the Shadowgave, obviously a much safer pick, Shadowcaster, and that is it. So yeah, this is another way to play. High Elf single entity spam is pretty good in FFA. You can usually just, you know, pick your fights, and like honestly, his entire army's value is like put into these units here, so yeah, you can definitely get some work. Do I smell a new vampire meta? I doubt it. I doubt it's going to be meta, but nonetheless, very interesting to see the Master Necromancer on the Hellsteed of all things. So truly, do you believe in miracles? Like, what is this guy even? What does he do? He's got the magic animus for leadership. He can stroke his wand of jet. It's not the forbidden rod, so it's not as funny, but it's still in the family. And it looks like he's got like some raised dead and a couple other spells, including the Scroll of Power. Sorry about the late stream, I know. I was up pretty late last night, so ended up sleeping in, but still wanted to stream. Still wanted to get out there and have some fun with you guys. So what are your predictions in the second pod? Going back to the lobby, we can see who's already qualified. Ice Power Total War claiming a spot so far. As we move back to the battle here, we are now underway. So, my predictions, hard to say. I mean, as far as overall armies go, this army looks very scary in FFA. There's not really a whole lot that can threaten it. The one thing that Falcon can do is if he like landed and got caught by like Minotaurs and different things like that with his monsters, he could just straight up lose the game. But yeah, these type of armies are very, very good. Very, very good. Wands are less than rods for sure. For sure indeed. So it looks like the Beastmen are going to be going maybe for the Undead. Yeah, both Beastmen armies have released their most powerful moves, and they've descended upon the Undead army. Now, Beastmen normally would really struggle against such an army. Like, Blood Knights are so good against Beastmen. Like, they wreck, like, all the Minotaurs and the light infantry. But Bestigors here definitely give a little bit of backbone. Also, do we have Pendulum? We do have Pendulum and Pit of Shades, both of which can be okay against heavy cavalry. So the High Elf army is advancing out. The Silver Guard of Falcon. I'm definitely happy he's doing this. It's cool. You know, lets him get down and dirty with those spearmen. So they're moving out to fight. And the Beastmen just trying to corral the forces of the Undead here. Centaurs the Throwing Axe is going to be trying to accrue some damage here against the Black Coaches. Biblington just has to make sure he doesn't get caught here. Oh, the Master Necromancer. He's going in, baby. Look at him. He's got his pimp cane. Takes some axes to the face. Will he actually do any damage? Looks like a zombie summon coming down, which is quite good. Oh, man, that zombie summon could be so good. Oh, no. Look at this. All the Minotaurs get, like, trapped in the tree line. Oh, no. They're going to take some casualties. Probably will lose at least, like, 10. I don't know, though. They're actually kind of squeaking out of there. Colin Kawaguchi, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard, my friend. And it looks like there was going to be like a Pit of Shades going down or something. Now the High Elf Monster Squad is on its way in, while some of the other Beastmen of I Know Hear You are using their throwing weapons against the Spear Elves. The Spear Elves. They might as well be called the Spear Elves in the back. Yeah, it's hard to say. So the Dragon Squad really looking for some erect breath attacks on top of the Bestigors. Bestigor is certainly a very, very choice target. The army's super tightly packed. Oh, God. Oh, not like this. Biblington, no! And the Koroks Manrippers get roasted pretty good. Only take 2 casualties, but still a fair amount of HP damage. And now the Centaurs are throwing axes. Pretty much the only thing the Beastmen have. Yeah, this Beastmen army's in some big trouble. Biblington is having a rough run of it. He's being attacked by the High Elf Dragons, and also the Undead are just posturing to attack him right now. Yeah, they're looking to party. Looks like a random Pit of Shades cast here. I don't know if that was just to send a message. That must have been a misclick, so it looks like Biblington did accidentally cast Pit of Shades in open field there, so that's really unfortunate. Or maybe that was coming from I Know Hear You? I'm not sure. Yeah, one of the Beastmen players cast that. I don't know which one. So here comes the Undead forces. A couple breath attacks have softened up the cows. However, the Bestigors might be kind of an X-factor here against all these cavalry. They do have good general armor piercing, right? So they can potentially do some work. And the Blood Knights look like they wanted to come in. Reginald Puggington, of course, not going to make too many misplays with his cavalry. He's a pretty serious player here. And the Bestigors, once again, getting charged, but it was just kind of a feint. They charged in and then decided to pull back at the last second. And the other Bray herd is coming around here, so here they come. Kazrak the One-Eyed leading the charge, coming to aid Morkur the Shadowgave. He's like the Rohirrim cows coming to aid the Gondorian cows here. White Kings being surrounded by Minotaurs, taking a little bit of damage for sure, but there is going to be a summon. And, oh, Scab Scrape going down doesn't do too much against armor. You can notice the Bestigors don't take too much. And now there's going to be a big thunderous charge coming in from the Undead as they lance in on the flanks, really, really hammering into the cows and some of these other various units here. So there they go. Blood Knights doing their thing. Flamestorm going down as well. Flamestorm coming in from the High Elves, I believe. And a Pit of Shades, a very good Pit of Shades. Oh, that was a nice one coming in from Biblington. Look at the points just skyrocket here for the Beastmen, as that Pit of Shades just absolutely eviscerates these Blood Knights as well as these Black Knights there. So yeah, a lot of magic going down here. High Elves getting some good points as well with that Flamestorm. And a Pit of Shades coming in from the other Beastman player right on top of this position. And now there's going to be a Pendulum coming in as well. Absolute anarchy going down. And honestly, Puggington probably came out on the receiving end of that engagement. A breath attack coming in from the High Elves as well. Everybody piling all their big fancy assets onto this one particular fight. And talk about absolute anarchy, man. That's some shit right there. But yeah, I think Puggington really was on the receiving end of that. He got like breath attacked, he got Pit of Shades, he got Flamestorm. Like all of his cavalry are just so beat up now. And now you can see the High Elf Monster Squad attacking into Centaur is a little bit risky. Of course, they will be able to win eventually, but if the Beastmen react fast enough, they could pull some Minotaurs over, some characters, get some Raiders in position to shoot. We will see, but it looks like the High Elves do secure that position okay. So Biblington actually coming ahead here. Man, that Pit of Shades probably accrued well over like 2,000 value. It was nailing those Blood Knights. Beautiful stuff indeed. Minotaurs moving in. Minotaurs are intercepted by Reavers. Should be able to handle them pretty well. Minotaurs, of course, hit quite hard. But it looks like both players have a bit of a truce here. They're like, all right, truce. Let's pull back and just get our bearings here. Larry still has tons of heals. The Star Dragon, it looks like it hasn't been the target of too many heals yet, so could easily be healed up to first place. Not first place, well, maybe. To maximum health is what I meant to say. The brain is still getting the wheels turning, guys. A little bit early for me. I literally like stayed up to like almost 5 a.m. last night. Oh, I'm so bad. I was painting some miniatures. It's how it goes, man. Up in the sky, Star Dragon getting an Earthblood, and here we have Larry the Radiant plus the Mage of Fire circling about, looking for their prey. I'm surprised the Ungor Raiders haven't moved up. The Ungor Raiders could do some substantial damage to a number of these targets. The Mage of Fire only has 60 armor. Larry only has 30, so like low, DPS, like volume of fire, archer fire could really do some huge work. So let's see what the players are saying. Reginald Puggington in chat says, "Rest in peace." Oh, that's so funny. It's so hard to tell these two Beastman armies apart, man. Like, the banners are just so barely different. You have, like, the purple hue on these ones. Yeah, pretty wild. Anyways, Biblington, of course, very far ahead on points, but he is now going to be taking a lot of damage, right? The Raiders are focusing here. Everyone's kind of ignoring the High Elf player a little bit. I feel like some people could go farm those spears. Like, the Bestigors could have killed these spearmen very, very quickly if you wanted to go that direction. But again, I guess you're overextending yourself, and it can be a little bit messy. Now another Pit of Shades coming in. Oh, that's a great Pit of Shades right there. Look, it even kind of sucks into Minotaurs a little bit. But that Pit of Shades is going to be hitting the Bestigor herd, also some of the Koroks Manrippers. And yeah, Morkers now piling in. We have the Beast action here. The Beasts are fighting each other, which is kind of pains my heart. I feel like the Beastmen should team up and work together, but the last alliance of Beasts has fallen apart. Kazrak the One-Eye. Oh, look at him. Deadly Onslaught. He's got his Scourge Whip. He's like, I can take a Star Dragon, no problem. I'm the mighty Kazrak One-Eye. All jokes aside, though, Kazrak does get a little bit of damage in there, but really not worth it for sure. Centaur's throwing some firepower in there. Kazrak staying the course, though, a true hero of the Beastmen, grinding a little bit of damage here on the Dragons as well as the Mage of Fire, but now Kazrak is going to retreat, realizing that he is actually a terrible lord, and we'll be able to hopefully survive a little bit longer. We'll find out. Koroks Manrippers being pulled over there definitely were needed in that particular engagement, but the High Elf Monster Squad does heal up pretty substantially. And now we do have Reginald Puggington continuing to fight here against the Centaurs of Throwing Axes with the tattered remnants of his army here. Yeah, Pug definitely had a rough run of it. That Pit of Shades was so good, plus the Flamestorm. There was just like pendulums going into his army. And Kazrak meeting his usual fate. It's going to be terror-routed right here as he does run back to the Koroks Manrippers. Look at Kazrak, just such a meme. I really hope Kazrak gets like a rework at some point. Like, the Beastmen need something outside of Morkar. Morkar is just so like boring and one-dimensional. They don't really have any like exciting lord choices. All right, Kazrak rallies. Now he's going to be attacked by the Reavers. He might as well fight, honestly, but turning his back will make it more likely that he breaks. But in this case, Kazrak is going to be trying to get away. Another Pit of Shades going down once again, so no Hear You, I think, or maybe Biblington used it. Yeah, there was a Pit of Shades nonetheless, and it does eviscerate the last of those Beastmen infantry, leaving only Morkar plus the Butchers of Kalkengard. So, yeah, Biblington in a pretty solid first place. Falcon is definitely probably has the strongest army that's still alive, with all of the Silvern Guard advancing up. So the wall of High Elf Spears have emerged to fight the Koroks Manrippers, but Koroks Manrippers will actually be okay against Silvern Guard. They have good AP values. They hit pretty hard too. I think they're 40 plus. Yeah, it's 39 weapons rank, so certainly not bad. All right, Kazrak is down for the count. Kazrak gets absolutely karate chopped by the Mage of Fire, as well as Larry the Radiant and the Star Dragon, and now we do get a collapse coming in from the Reavers to finish off those units, and oh, this is going to be a big one. Look at the blob here. The big pendulum. Oh yeah, going through all those spearmen. Really, really nice stuff. Actually puts the other Beastman player, I know Hear You, up to second place. The only way they could really beat the High Elves is maybe to get ahead on points and just hope the High Elves can't catch up. But now Falcon is really closing in on the top three here, really, or the top two, I should say. We still have Puggington going strong, too. Despite those early setbacks, he's been able to get invocations and heal up his army. Puggington might be one of the best hopes against the Dragon Squad as well, simply because he has Blood Knights on the battlefield. And right now, Puggington going to be going over, lancing into the Minotaurs. These Minotaurs should fall pretty quickly here to the lances of the Undead. And down they go. One Minotaur left. Puggington, he's still a ways off, though. He still has about 3,000 plus points that he's going to need to get back into this game right here. So the High Elf squad in pretty good shape. The monster's very, very strong. You know, Larry is very good in FFA. The healing is nice. It's really forgiving, too. And it looks like now the Beastmen, with Morker having their last stand here against the Undead, as the Undead do come back for vengeance, that would probably be the only chance, like I said, for the Undead. I think they need to form last alliances. That's one thing we haven't really seen so far in today's FFA tournament. We haven't seen politics, which is a very big part of FFA in Warcraft 3. If you're playing in Warcraft 3, like, politics is huge. If you've ever watched, like, high-level FFA games, which is really fun, actually. But no politics. I would like to see that for sure. Like, you know, someone's really far ahead, somebody has the best army, you can, like, work together to bring them down, and then you can backstab one another later. I think that having that would be nice. I think the big issue with politics in Total War Warhammer FFA is the fact that the chat box is, like, so hard to see. Like, if there was actually, like, a chat box down here that you could, you know, engage with a little bit better, or the messages were more visible, I think we would see more of that, but nonetheless. And yes, for anyone looking to join today, the password is just, the game is Turin FFA Tournament, and I think the password is 1234. So anyone's welcome to join. This is the second match of the 4. So here we get the Black Knights piling in, going after Morker the Shadow Game. Morker tanking like an absolute champ. Not quite close to his healing cap, and this Black Coach 100% going to die. The Black Dragon able to get in, not Black Dragon, the Star Dragon able to get in on the Black Coach and just finish it off. The Star Dragon's been a beast. It looks like it's earned a couple chevrons as well. You know, one way to also deal with the High Elves would be to kill their ground-based force and then just have them, you know, get stuck up in the air. But I just don't know if Pug has the tools. Oh my God! Look at the Master Necromancer just running from this air squad. Can you imagine him cackling right now? Oh my God! Look at him go. Mage is chasing him. He's got 105 speed, so he's actually faster than everyone but Larry. So yeah, the Beastmen definitely need to team up with the Undead here if they want a chance. They have to do their best to grind down the force here and then force the big monsters up in the sky to fight on the ground against, like, Blood Knights and other things like that. Still some Beastmen Centaur throwing axes, although it looks like they're pretty low on ammunition at this point. Yeah, I think the Beastmen players did do politics, but skip to the backstabbing part. That's a very astute point there, Lee. Yeah, that's funny. All right, so here they come. The Star Dragon and company moving in. And the High Elf Spears, the Silvern Guard, certainly a very, very tanky unit holding firm. I think Falcon, though, probably has this game. Another big heal coming in. Here we do have the Koroks Manrippers, though. Koroks Manrippers definitely should stay and fight. If they could probably do some big damage against the monsters if they do. Healing cap probably getting close, too, for the forces of the High Elves here, as they do pull up on the first place spot. Biblington, of course, was in first earlier from some excellent magic usage, but is now falling behind. With very little forces left on the battlefield. I think Morker might be the only thing. Yeah, Morker is the only thing left for Biblington, and it looks like Morker is broken. So, yeah, definitely not going to win here. Now it's between Falcon and, yeah, I don't know, Reginald. Puggington just doesn't have much left. He's scrapping points wherever he can, but that High Elf army is just so healthy. Does he have, like, a Winds of Death or anything like that? A Winds of Death could be quite good at, like, bunker busting this, like, spear formation. Doesn't really look like it. Looks like the mighty Falcon is going to be claiming the day here. I don't see much of a chance going here. Larry plus the Star Dragon and company getting in there. And nice close scores. Yeah, this has been a really, really close match, Adries. Absolutely. Absolutely. Seeing some wild builds here. So the Varix Reavers and company getting ready to fight. And also remember, for anyone joining the future games, we're not using banner rules, we're using ladder rules. So you can basically, like, make more heavy meme armies that you normally couldn't bring. Or more ridiculous armies. That's why we're seeing, like, 2 dragons plus, you know, Larry. Normally you would have to put Larry on a horse for this, but we're playing it a little bit different today, so you can go a little bit more overboard on your builds. Just note that. Up in the sky here, the Master Necromancer using the Scroll of Power to get the ability recharge rate. The Undead making their last push in here. We have a White King. Do we have any Blood Knights left? It looks like mostly Black Knights. Black Knights are pretty subpar against these big monsters. Where are the Beastmen, by the way? I'm still seeing Beastmen stuff. Okay, Biblington is hiding the Butchers of Kalkengard in the trees. And looking around here, I'm trying to see if there's any other schemes that could perhaps be unfolding. Beastmen need to team up. To have any chance of winning, they have to team up against the High Elves. Because right now, Puggington is kind of putting all of the work on, they're putting all the hope of the game on his back here. Morker might actually survive this. I don't know. It looks like the Undead might be able to salvage that a little bit. Huggington depends on the zombie summons too. Zombie summons are pretty nice for kind of holding these big monsters and spears in place. Black Knights charging in, but Silver and Guard are so tanky, man. 54 melee defense, 75 armor, magic resist to boot. And plus Larry's also giving them physical resist with her Boon of Isha. Is it Boon of Isha? I can't remember. One of her items does give physical resist to nearby units, so very, very strong here. Very, very strong indeed. Brutalist. If only Brutalist was in this game. That would be pretty magical for sure. So the Beastman army moving out. It looks like the Master Necromancer stroking his rod for the last time, perhaps, as he is swarmed here by Larry and several other units. Yeah, I'm sure he had fun with it, but it looks like it's the end of the road for the undead. And the Beastman forces still kind of chilling out in the trees. I think Biblington's keeping the Minotaurs back there to let them regenerate a little bit. Granted, there's only 2 models. Now the Beastmen are coming in to help. It might be a little too late. I think they had to help the undead a little bit earlier to try and break the High Elf army. Their odds were very slim, for sure. But even still, if they had come in a little bit earlier with like the Koroks Man Rippers and supported, it could have been a bit of a different engagement here. I think many more of the High Elves would have fallen. The White King being attacked by the dragons, being dragged down, and here comes the Halberds. Anti-large, armor piercing. Very good against pretty much everything you see here, but their leadership very fickle right now as their primal fury has worn off due to their poor leadership. And they are going to get terror routed, most likely chased down. And now Falcon has won a pretty decisive victory here. Reginald Puggington saying, Master Necromancer going ham up in here. He was going quite ham. So one Beastman army is eliminated. And so too are the undead. And now the Butchers of Kalkengard going to be getting one last breath attack. It will be bathing them in fire. Look at these heroic Minotaurs mooing in defiance of their fate as they charge in and are instantly defeated. All right, so, yeah, he's rubbing his wand. I'm sorry, yes. The rod is for stroking. So, looking at MVPs, Master Necromancer, 284, an absolute beast. 1900 still in these Blood Knights, despite their rough start. Nothing too crazy there, I bet. For the forces of Biblington, oh my god! Look at that! Bray Shaman, 4,000 value on that magic. That was nasty, nasty stuff. That was all the magic we saw. I know, hear you. The hero in our hearts, for sure. He brought Kazrak. 2,000 value on his caster is pretty good. And, of course, for the forces of Falcon, we probably just saw, like, good... Yeah, look at that. 6,400 value. I think that's the highest for today on the mage. 6,400. Holy shit. 4,000 on the Star Dragon. Yeah, pretty strong stuff. So, now we can go on over to the top 4. And we can update it. It is going to be... Falcon. Falcon. I think he spells it just like Falcon. There we go. GG, well played. All right. Oh, we got Falcon in here. Falcon, come back for finals. GG, well played. All right, so we need to make some room. Perfect. So the next map we are going to do is going to be... We'll do the Dark Elf one. Our Desert Canyon could be fun. I really like this one. Guys, the Dark Lord Falcon has emerged from his lair. He is here. Now we switch on back. So we have Falcon, we have Conan the Agrarian, Boy, and Trogdor the Flatulent. All right. So who is going to win this? Some big fish here. Let's see what he's going to play. Remember, it's unit caps, not banner. I'm just letting the players know we're being a little bit more relaxed about rules today since it's like a casual fun tournament. So if you had one lore of magic in real life, what would it be? Lore of life, 100%. Dude, Chase, it would have to be lore of life. Hadri says plague. Like, what could you do with plague besides summon a bunch of rats to do your bidding? Although that's kind of cool. But it's only for a couple minutes before they disappear. Lore of life, like, I could heal my wrist problems. I could just be like, oh, let's cast regrowth on my hand, you know? Come on now. You could heal any ailment that you or a loved one or a family member has. Yeah. So much you could do with that. Or anyone, really, yeah. Like, crazy stuff. All right, so Falcon looks like he's going to go with the Heralds of Ariel here. And we have the Greenskins. We have the Loonies. So we have the Skarsnik sub-faction, which should be quite a bit of fun. Crooked Moon. And then we have the Sons of Sigmar for Trogdor. Hadri says, LOL, who could possibly win this? It's a mystery. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. You never know. Yeah, a lot of people in chat saying Lore Metal is what they would choose just so they could create gold. Okay, that's fair. But if a lot of people had Lore Metal, then wouldn't the value of gold like go down if people were just like summoning mass amounts of it? I guess you'd have to play it smart. I guess you'd have to play it clever. Lore Metal and win at capitalism, yeah. Lore of Manticore summoning? Yeah, just like, I can create infinite wealth. I can summon a Manticore. Yeah. All right. So we have Wood Elves, very, very good in FFA 2. Very similar to Dark Elves. Sisters of Twilight on a dragon. I actually like them in FFA. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm curious what Falcon will play. He is here. No mercy is being shown. The Dark Lord preparing to join. If we look at the top 4, after we finish our 4 initial games, the winner of each will be playing in the Grand Finals match for a $25 cash prize. Big business, baby. We're going in hard. So that could be a Steam gift card or PayPal, whatever their preference is. And that's that. How's it going, Anticity? Welcome to the stream. Hope all is well over on your channel, my friend. Morin says, lore of win my ex-wife back. Oh, man. Yeah. What else quite good here? You could have mobile tactics. You could also do bum rushes, too. You could just go all out and just like charge someone with like a huge Wild Rider rush. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Falcon do that. Yeah, I don't know. A bunch of weird tactics. You can go with like Zotes are actually okay in FFA too. You get a lot of extra healing, and healing's very good. Having a couple Zotes in there. Imagine a Karen with the ability to summon a Manticore. Yeah, screw that. I feel like Karens would use like probably Lore of Death. They would just like Spirit Leech you. I feel like the most like Karen spell is probably Spirit Leech. I've had a couple friends who work in customer service, and like they've just like told me how their souls were drained after dealing with Karens. Just like crushes their will to like want to work there and stuff. I feel like Karens would Spirit Leech. Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of good stuff. We've had most factions represented to an extent. I think there's a couple that we haven't had yet, but I'm sure they'll make an appearance, so. I'm sure they'll make an appearance. What did you stream earlier, Anticity? Was it a quick battle stream or something like that? I think a lot of people were streaming today. I think Rubber Duck had a stream. I think you had one, Anticity, and then my son Herbert Walker was streaming as well. It's a pretty full day of action. This weekend's going to be pretty big too. Tomorrow I have ECL. My son Herbert Walker is streaming his Fresh Recruits tournament tomorrow, and then on Sunday I think he's doing his kind of equivalent of the ECL, which is the HW League. And yeah, there's a lot of Warhammer content going on for sure this weekend. Faded Buna for that eerie screech. Oh yeah, Karen would definitely do Soul Stealer. I mean, look, Marathi, yeah, it would be Soul Stealer. Okay, that makes more sense. Because a Karen wouldn't just Spirit Leech one target. A Karen has to drain the soul of like everyone around her, you know? So yeah, it would for sure be Soul Stealer. Yeah. Lizardmen are definitely really good in FFA. I don't know why we haven't seen them yet. I actually think Lizards are one of the best FFA factions. Hands down. Hands down, they're very, very good. Did you see the news about Three Kingdoms? Yeah, that definitely sucks for people who are into Three Kingdoms. Myself, I've never really played it, nor have I been interested. But yeah, it's... How long has it been out? What, 2 years now? Yeah. And what did they say, essentially? That there's going to be no more DLCs or something? I didn't, like, follow it too closely. Anticity, yeah. So tomorrow's ECL qualifier for anyone who's wanting to play is... the top 2 spots are both qualifying. So I'm kind of condensing the season a little bit just because I have to get hand surgery on June 5th. Or, no, wait, June 3rd. Yeah, June 3rd, so this next week on my left hand. So, as you guys know, I got hand surgery on my right hand last July. I had like nerve impingement in my carpal tunnel as well as my elbow. And it turns out it's like a genetic thing. My dad had the same thing when he got to like his late 30s, early 40s and had to like get the surgeries done. So my left hand has been getting progressively worse lately to the point where like I can't even open things with it. And it's like really, really messing up with my work and streaming schedule. So I finally pulled the trigger and I'm like, all right, I got to get the other side done. Because it did help my right hand quite a bit. It's not like all better, but it's like much better. So yeah, this next week I'm getting the surgery on my left hand. So I might not be able to stream a lot for like a week or two. But maybe some magic streams, things like that don't require both hands. But yeah. Anyways, it's happening. Don't worry, it'll be all good. It'll be all good. I'm so tunnel visioned on Warhammer 3. There's a couple things on the horizon of gaming that I'm like looking forward to. One is Warhammer 3 and all of the content that'll come with it. And after that, it's the Frost Giant Studios, the RTS game they're putting out. Like I am just like a hawk watching any developments on that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had it last summer on my right hand, but this time around we're getting my left hand done because it's in both hands. It was just worse on my right, so. Ah, got it, Makenshi, thank you. A chess faction war, we could. You know, that might actually be a good time for the chess tournament that we've been planning. Yeah. May Nurgle bless thy hand for sure. Yeah, ideally too, like, then I'll be all good to go for Warhammer 3. Like, there won't be, you know, any more... I won't be getting worse. I might not get better quickly, but I'm not going to get worse. Yeah. All right, my friends. Now let us take a look as we load in at the forces of the Dark Lord Felcon. He's got a Glade Lord, so not going with Sisters, actually. He's got a melee Glade Lord with the Helm of Discord. Pretty cool for sure. Solid in combat. He's got Ariel. Ariel can be quite nasty. She does have Soul Stealer, and it looks like Apotheosis as far as the spells go. And the rest of Felcon's army is going to be Vanguard deployed. Holy shit. All right, guys. Felcon with the Great Stag Knight. Yeah, Great Stag Knights. He's got Sisters of Thorn. Felcon with a mass Vanguard against this poor Goblin player here. Vanilla Bear, thank you so much. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. May Chuck Norris bless your entry. And now if we look at the Sons of Sigmar, it's going to be grenade launchers in the front with Outriders, backed by Empire Knights here for Trogdor. Double Empire Captain with Balthazar Gelt, Final Transmutation. No, actually, Searing Doom and Gehenna's Golden Hounds here. Templeoff, Luminarch, and Knights of the Blazing Sun. These are some great-ass armies. I'm loving this FFA match so far. I'm loving it. And now if we look here, you can see the Night Goblin Shaman Skarsnik. It's going to be your classic Gabo army, getting ready to get run over there by Felcon's forces. And last but not least, Conan the Agrarian. We do have a Blackwork Big Boss as well as Azag on foot. So basically just like a Haggard, you know, Greenskin Death Star with immune to psychology, which is pretty funny. Oh boy! Who do you guys think is going to win this? What are your predictions? Do you think there will be an upset? Find out on the next episode. Yes. It's going to happen, baby. Let's do it. So yeah, the big Vanguard back here. Great Stag Knights. Glade Riders. I think there's no Wild Riders, it doesn't look like. Yeah, and of course we're going to have the Ariel coming in with the Soul Stealers on top of this force. I did not actually check to see if there was some lag in the lobby. Hopefully it's not too bad here. Looks like there's a little bit right now. If somebody disconnects, we're just going to keep going on without him. Oh no, I didn't check to see. Okay, it looks like we're fine. Bit of a lag spike. Seems okay now. Yeah, I didn't check. Damn. Normally I do check, but it's all good. Hopefully this one will be a fast and furious one. So here comes the Wood Elves. Felcon immediately going to be blitzing this poor Goblin army. Although the Goblins do have some Fanatics in the backfield. They have some ways of fighting back with Skarsnik and whatnot, but having to fight against Felcon's micro is going to be very, very tough. Ariel dropping a little bit of magic here, and it looks like Trixie Traps used by Skarsnik. And the first of the Wood Elf Cavalry are going to be delivering Christmas early here to the Greenskins, as those archers do get hammered. So pretty much the entire backfield of the Greenskins is more or less in shambles already. Oh, nice Fanatic retaliation coming in, though, from Boy. Oh, look at the Fanatics from Boy. Oh, so good. Oh, my God. Felcon's army took a bit of a beating there. All of his Glade Riders in that center mass really got punished. Now, he does break through. But Boy also getting some big value there. Now we do get the Great Stag Knights moving into the Archer line, but you got to watch out. Fanatics are no joke. Skarsnik, of course, being attacked here by Ariel. Ariel does get the Soul Stealer, which hits the center mass of the formation. The Great Stag Knights are more or less okay, which is really the important thing for the Dark Lord. And obviously, he's now pulled ahead pretty far in first place as he's hammering these Stone Trolls with his Wild Riders and some of his other elite units. Oh, and look at that. The Luminarch from downtown for the Sons of Sigmar actually shooting into the Stone Trolls there as well. So the Greenskin Death Star from the other side of the map is on its way in. You can see them getting ready to try and get some points here. Cursed of Bad Moon. One last howl in the night here from the Goblins as Skarsnik, the Warlord of 8 Peaks, is attacked by a mighty Glade Lord on a dragon and Ariel. So Skarsnik is going to have a very bad time. So despite a good retaliation by Boy... Oh, and the Luminarch shot! It looks like it hit Ariel. Ariel is very low. Trogdor the Flatulent Man getting some big damage in there against Ariel, who does respond with the Berry Wine. I love that there's just some wild-ass Luminarch on the back of the map just trolling. But Felcon looks like he's gotten what he wants. He got a lot of points. You got to give a big props to the Goblin player, though. He got 4,500 points there. He put up a good fight, considering. Even though it was fast, he still scrapped, had some very good Fanatics, and did some excellent damage for sure. So Wild Riders and the whole crew is kind of pulling back here. Glade Riders moving in to fight the Orc Boys, and Felcon's Glade Lord and Ariel are now moving up to just clean up the last of these forces. Now we have the Sons of Sigmar preparing to fight this other formation here. It looks like the Knights of the Blazing Sun do charge down the Goblin Wolf Riders, who get caught in a net from the Templeoff Luminarch, which does have a bound net spell, so pretty good Empire charge there. And yeah, man, that Temple of Luminarch might actually be really big this game. I mean, both of Falcon's characters are relatively weak to it, so if he slips up on micro for even a second, things could get pretty disastrous. Now, the Greenskin Death Star, I love this. This is so funny coming in from Conan. He's just got this epic blob of ITP Greenskin units. And it looks like Balthazar Gelt going to be dropping Searing Doom there, which might hit a couple goblins who are advancing. Yeah, it does some damage. About, 125 gold worth of damage on the goblins. Not the worst thing in the world. Outriders trying to skirmish with the Greenskins, while Falcon actually now collapses on the Imperial forces. So the Great Stag Knights are fighting some Empire Knights, and it looks like the Dragon character moving in to attack the Empire Captain. So should be able to do some pretty respectable work there. We will see. And will the Captain go down? Probably should pull back. Ariel, does she have Tempest? It looks like she did not bring Tempest, even though she does have access to it. Soul Stealer going down, a good usage, I think. Yep, hits both of those units. No, that's not actually Soul Stealer. It might have been something else. Anyways, loose fighting across the battlefield as the Great Stag Knights pile in to attack the Imperial forces. The Empire does have some Knights of the Blazing Sun here, though. Some heavy cavalry, and oh, here comes a big shot. What's it going to hit? Oh, no, and Falcon's Lord gets absolutely plowed by that Templehof Luminarch. Man, oh man, that was nasty damage. And an Apotheosis will be coming down. Falcon's got to be careful. He did win that fight, right? He beat up both the Empire Captain as well as this one, despite these sort of anti-heroes coming in from Trogdor. But Trogdor might have gotten the last laugh there with that Templehof Luminarch. From here on out, Falcon's going to have to be super careful. He's going to have to be like juking. He's going to have to be watching that Templehof Luminarch. That is a lot of damage. Oh god, here comes another shot. Let's watch. Here comes. Oh! Falcon's Lord is so low. Negative 64. Is it going to shatter? Okay, it breaks. The Glade Lord is broken. Trogdor might have just gotten himself a chance here, but I don't know. I think Falcon got too many points, and it looks like Trogdor isn't going to be able to defeat the Greenskins without Falcon's help. It really depends. There's going to be some politics in this one. Falcon's Lord is shattered. That Luminarch blasted him. Oh, and another shot just to send a message. Oh, and down goes the Lord, tumbling to the ground. The Templehof Luminarch with the no-scope. Oh, that was so beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. Trogdor winning the hearts and minds of the people. But now Falcon seeking vengeance. Both the Greenskins as well as Falcon are like, screw that shit. They're both charging in there to try and take down the Luminarch here of Trogdor. Nice little Searing Doom. I do a little bit of damage. Fanatics are thrown out towards the Empire Knights, the Knights of the Blazing Sun, and Falcon's cavalry are actually terrified and broken. It's going to be close. I mean, the Greenskins are so far behind on points, but Trogdor, in order to win, would have to get quite a bit more value. If he had like a final transmutation, I think he could possibly win it. I don't know if Falcon has much of a chance of being the last man standing, but he might have gotten enough points to advance to the grand finals. Oh my god, that was some wild shit. So now Ariel does drop some magic. No, it looks like she's being attacked by the two Empire Captains as well as Balthazar Gelt. Trogdor trying to get whatever points he can. And here comes another Paladin. Okay, that should be able to kill Ariel. Unless she has a big Soul Stealer in her back pocket, I think that Ariel probably will be in a little bit of trouble here. And it looks like there's some magic going down. Is that going to be a Soul Stealer over here? No, it looks like Searing Doom from Gelt Daddy is going to be tickling the pickle of those Greenskin forces once again. Falcon, though, still scrapping some points out. If he gets a Soul Stealer on the Greenskin Blob too, I think that would put him up to a point where nobody could come back in terms of just overall, points, right? That would be really good, like on all three Stone Trolls and the Orc Boys and the leadership. But it looks like Ariel getting Spirit Leeched, also Plague of Rust going down on her. And some sort of magic going to be cast here. It looks like Curse at a Bad Moon. Yeah, Curse at a Bad Moon going down. It does have some leadership discouraging effects and other things like that. The Templehof Luminarch still trying to get away. Honestly, for Trogdor, his best bet probably would be to just put it in guard mode at this point. Oh, the Swamp Things are here too. Conan has the Swamp Things. Oh, I was wondering what terror-routed Falcon's forces earlier. Yeah, they're Empire Captains. I always just assume they're Paladins because of Fey Double Paladin being so common. Yeah, pretty hilarious. Dude, I can't believe this Templehof Luminarch. I think Falcon's got this. I think he got enough points early. He really farmed the Greenskin Goblin army. And then from there was able to get enough damage on other things to get up to 14,000 points. Because Conan is too far behind. And there's not enough points on the board for Conan. He took a little bit long to get to the party. When he got there, he certainly made an impact, right? But too little too late, I think. And I don't think Trogdor, without the final transmutation, is going to be able to do any sort of damage to get, like, close over 3,000 points. So Ariel is down for the count. Looks like the Empire Captain plus Balthazar Gelt able to do the trick. But now the Swamp Things are coming! Oh, the Swamp Things! Plague of Rust going down on these trolls, putting their armor down to 10, which is kind of cute. Helps with a little bit of damage from Gelt. Not too much. And yeah, it's basically just going to be the Greenskins, the last faction standing. But Conan, he didn't take last, but Not enough points left in the battlefield. Despite last man standing, it looks like the Dark Lord Felcon will be advancing. But man, oh man, I think my favorite point of that game was seeing Trogdor's Templeoff Luminarch just nuking into those units. That thing was so good. Balthazar Gelt, man. A heroic champion. But he's going to be circle beaten by a bunch of trolls. Looks like we have some goblins hiding as well. Did we? Oh no, it's the loony still fighting. Okay. So there's like 6 night goblins here for the Crooked Moon, still going strong against all the stone trolls. So that's the thing. Even if you have the last army standing, if you are a little bit late to the party, you know, you might not get enough points to win. And this is a case of the Dowie, always that they always experience here in these old FFA games. 3 goblins still fighting. Balthazar Gelt is officially karate chopped off the battlefield. And Conan the Agrarian, very well played to him, will be the last orc standing, but it will not be enough points to get to the grand finals. Dude, that Luminarch was so funny. Felcon wins it. Pretty decisively. He got a lot of points. I mean, his Glade Lord did well. Ariel did pretty well. Good value on all of his cavalry, too. A 14, 19, 25. This is what you guys want to see, though. 3,200 on the Luminarch. Pretty good. Man, if there was a Final Transmutation, I think Trogdor could have won that. If he had brought Final Transmutation instead of the other magic, I think he actually legit could have won that. Poor goblins definitely got swarmed pretty heavily. So now we head on over to the top 4. Let's go ahead and inscribe Felcon's name here. We have Felcon versus Falcon, which is pretty fun. And now it is the last of the standard FFAs. Again, anyone is welcome to join. We'll be doing this more often. If people enjoy this, we can come back and do this, like, you know, once every now and then. So we got 0, we got Huron, Papa of Turin. And for the last map, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Woodland Ravine. Rocketoe Pools. We got Stinkle Dinkle. Quite a name there. Okay, Watcher's Peak. The Grove of Slaughter. Map set. Good luck, have fun. All right, so this is the last of today's pod, and then we go on to the grand finals, where you can see these champs in the top 4 fighting. And now we are here. Let us go ahead and see what is about to unfold here. Hey, man, how you doing? We apparently we have my dad here on stream, which is cool. Yeah, my dad is like one of the least tech savvy people ever. He's definitely would not be playing games. Although he's a very good chess player, I guess he. I think if he was born in my generation, he probably would have been a gamer. Yeah, he was really good at chess and enjoyed that kind of stuff. Yeah, so seems like there's no lag in the lobby, which is good. Good luck, have fun. 5 minutes to pick. Go. I'm really surprised at how fast these FFA games are going. I actually thought that this would be a much like slower, longer stream here. Falcon says Dragon was here for Luminarch. Without a dragon, there's not too much to shoot. Dude, the Luminarch was pretty wild for sure. Hey, Huron, man, I'm excited to see what you got. We got Bretonia coming in. Yeah, this is gonna be fun, man. I'm really excited for this. Falcon, are you feeling confident going into the grand finals of this super competitive tournament here? Nope. Ladder rules. So just obey army limits. So yeah, you can get a little bit more wild with your builds because we're just doing unit caps. The unit caps are in effect. Yeah, so just unit caps is what we're doing, so. We got 0 in here with the Chaos. We got a Skaven player, a Vampire Counts player, and a Bretonian player. I think we've seen most factions represented today. I mean, with 16 players playing, you know, generally different things. A lot of Beastmen, too. We'll see what they end up playing here in the grand finals. Luminarch that got triple shot on one dragon. Yeah, it was brutal, dude. It was brutal. That dragon had a really bad time. Oh my god, what if 0 comes in with like an aspiring champion vanguard and just like swarms the Skaven? That'd be so funny. I don't know. Aspiring champions are pretty terrible. I wish they were better. If they had like an activatable ability, I think that could be pretty cool. Like some sort of a AoE leadership buff for like nearby like Chaos Infantry. Yeah, I don't know. Tomorrow we got the ECL. It's the last of the ECL Season 6 qualifiers. It is only the 7th qualifier, but we're going to be having the top 2 players who get to the finals qualify, so that should be quite fun. And then the grand finals will be scheduled some point, probably later in June. Not really sure, but we will go from there. Bretonnia is pretty good in FFA. I mean, if Turin goes with Fey double Paladin, that's really good. Obviously, Lewin is good in FFA too. He heals himself. He's pretty powerful. Nice debuffs. Bretonnia has plenty of options. Plus, they can go full mobility if they want to, like Cavalry, and just, you know, do their thing. Yes. Falcon says, I'm the most competitive player that have ever existed. I was born ready for this particular FFA match in this particular day, in this particular game as well. Right on, Falcon. You see, that's the confidence I like to see. It's the confidence of a champion. Yes. Should be good. The Grove of Slaughter is upon us. You know, Falcon, I was meaning to ask you, of all the factions that, you know, we're going to get in Game 3, you're going to be playing Kislev, right? I feel like what's going to be your, like, what do you foresee being your main? Obviously, you don't really know the playstyles of the other factions yet, but which one do you think is going to be your main faction going into Game 3? I'd be quite curious to hear your feedback on that. I'm so excited for Kislev myself. Kislev, Nurgle, and Khorne will probably be the ones I'm most hyped for. Cathay is going to be wild, man. Cathay's going to be wild. We have, like, no idea what they're going to have. All right. It is time. Let us fire up this pod 4. We take a look here at the list of champions. You can see the 3 individuals who've won the previous 3 FFA games. The winner of each of them will be going on to the grand finals today, which should be quite a bit of fun. Big cash prize. Hey, Turin, this has this been a regular thing? No, we haven't really done FFA tournaments before, but we will do them more often. I think like once every couple weeks is fine, in between our other events and, you know, quick battles and streams and all that sort of good stuff. Yeah, Cathay's already confirmed. Yeah, as one of the factions. Yeah, Chaos Undivided is going to be interesting. Be'lakor will be very cool, because they're 100% going to add Be'lakor, because Games Workshop's going to want to cross-promote their new Be'lakor model with, you know, Total War Warhammer, right? Like, you can play Be'lakor in tabletop, so just like they did with Grombrindle when they released him. So, yeah, Be'lakor will for sure probably be a new Lord for Chaos Undivided, which will be pretty badass. Yeah. Yeah, Cathay is going to be coming in from scratch for sure. I mean, I think there was some minor references to them in tabletop, like in some like White Dwarf like excerpts or things like that, but really there's like no precedent for that. Yeah. Should be very exciting. So just loading in here. This is the Dark Elf FFA map. It's one of the classic ones. You'll notice we've done mostly the smaller FFA maps just to keep the games from being really kind of slow paced. Yeah, man. I'm so hyped. I'm really, really excited to play Kislev, because Empire and Dwarves are like 2 of my favorite factions, and Kislev really feels like a combination of the 2 of them. All right. So, if we take a look here at the forces of ye old Chitaza here, he does have Graveguard backed by zombies, a Vampire of Shadows. He also has a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord on horseback with the Helm of Discord, and it looks like a fair amount of cavalry, so Chillgeist, Blood Knights, all sorts of cool stuff. Over here for the Rats, the Skaven, we have, ooh, this is very risky here by the Stinkle Dinkle. He's got double Warp Lightning Cannon. Now, this map has a ton of line of sight obstruction. What I think might happen is that the other players might just ignore him. But nonetheless, coming in like a true hero of the Skaven people with Gorich and Gracier Plague. Yeah, so Dreaded 13th spell is on the way with the front battle line of Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves, basically. Oh, look at this. Some Vanguards. He's got some Wolf Rats Vanguarded on both sides, which is quite funny. Now for Huron, Papa of Turin, he does indeed have Royal Pegasus Knights. Hero. Royal Pegasus Knights, Fey Enchantress, Double Paladin, Yeoman Archers with a bunch of Knights Errant. Okay, this is very cool. I mean, getting to see Pegasus Knights is always fun. Can't wait to play Chaos Dwarves. Yeah, me too, man. I'm very excited for Chaos Dowie. So you'll notice a lot of mobility here. And for Zero, one of the great champions of the Dark Gods here in our community, he does have Exalted Heroes. Swords of Chaos, backed up by a bunch of Marauder Horsemasters. Love this army so far. And it's going to be Archaon the Everchosen with a couple of base Marauders here for the army. Oh, God. This is so good. Cathay should... Turin, how are you feeling about the War Slays? I'm excited, dude. Hell yeah. Sign me up, man. It's a fantasy game. I want... You know, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Looks like another bad day for Skaven. It could be. It could be. Yeah, I feel like that army is a little bit susceptible to being flanked. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, no. The mass Vanguard. So we got Gutter Runners with Poison with Dire Pack Vanguarded on top of them. Ouch. Now, the Gutter Runners will, of course, be able to do some work against that Dire Pack if they so choose, but they are going to get sandwiched. The problem is the Rats are fleeing towards the rest of the Undead army, which is actually going to be giving your boy Chat here a very, very good engagement. So here it comes. The Blood Knights charging in, and the rats are pinned in the trees, and that is going to be goodnight, sweet rats. You are going to be punted into another dimension. It's a very strong start here, but Huron, Papa of Turin, doing the exact same thing here. It looks like his Pegasus Knights also were able to eviscerate some wolf rats. Yeah, oh my god, just the poor Skaven. They had like 2 vanguards. They're like, all right, we're gonna get some flanks and be cunning here and cause problems for all our foes. Yes, yes. And then those plans immediately backfired. Like immediately backfired. So that's pretty damn hilarious for sure. In the future, will you do non-legendary campaigns? I prefer those because archers only doesn't. Yeah. Banana Cat for sure. Or I'll play on legendary difficulty and have balanced armies. Because I actually was planning on doing some legendary difficulty campaigns, but not using like ranged cheese. I'll still use magic, and but you know, it'll be like more balanced armies. Yeah. Anyways, so we do have Gorich over chasing here a little bit. Mounted EM and archers farming quite happily. Huron pulling up to a pretty quick lead. And now it looks like Zero's forces are doing pretty well. A big burning head going down here against the Graveguard and some of these other units. And yeah, all the Marauder Horsemen seem to be quite happy here. Throwing in, and the Undead will be advancing out with their cavalry. There's so much going on in this battle here, it's hard to catch. Pegasus Knights swarming down. Looks like these Skaven are going to get karate chopped pretty badly here. So yeah, this is a lot of value that's about to go down. Plus the Bretonnian Cavalry Corps with the Fey Enchantress about to just run this stuff over. Oh god, the poor Skaven just getting sandwiched. The Chillgeist and the Hounds moving in, the Bretonnians moving in. But this is really good for Huron because now he can farm the Chillgeist with all his magic damage and all that sort of good stuff. So we'll see. Oh, the Dwellers below, called from the deep. And the Chillgeist getting dragged to the depths by all that magic damage. Very, very strong stuff as the remnants of the Skaven army flee and scatter. Their plans have failed this day. They'll have to go back to Skaven Blight and kind of plan things out a little bit. So here in Marauder Horsemasters, just kind of pulling back here with Swords of Chaos. Zero did pretty good for himself against the Undead. Took almost no damage. His army appears to be in perfect health after battling the Vampire Counts. And the Skaven are moving forward here. Getting ready to, you know, fight what they can. Gorich at least will do well against Stearnsman if he moves in there. He's got great armor piercing and good splash and all that. Bonus for his infantry. But it looks like Gorich's going to be going after the more kind of densely packed center mass of that formation. Now in the backfield, Huron, Papa of Turin with a pretty nice little engagement. Able to bust up those Warp Lightning Cannons, and they are down for the count. Bretonnia has also taken very little damage, so it's mainly the Skaven and the Vampire Counts who've had probably the rough run of things. Vampire Counts still have a fair amount of stopping power on the battlefield, though. They got Blood Knights, 2 units of Blood Knights, which could easily defeat the Pegasus Knights under the right circumstances. So we'll see how they kind of play out here. Another Burning Head going down through the Skaven army. It does hit the Stormvermin Halberds. Now it looks like Zero is going to be coming in for the kill, maybe? He might be sending in his Manticore characters to fight. It's hard to tell. No, it looks like he's just kind of flying overhead, realizing that landing here might be a little bit dangerous considering that there are Blood Knights and other assets that could really punish these exalted heroes and, you know, give them some trouble. What's Bretonnia up to in the backfield? Bretonnia going through the trees. It looks like the Pegasus Air Force is now hunting down these Gutter Runners. So there were some Gutter Runners in the bushes. Not for long, though, as those Pegasus Knights have tracked them down. A Pendulum attempt coming in from the Vampires. They do have a Lore of Shadow Vampire. But it looks like Zero was able to dodge that quite happily. Huron is very far ahead on points, but I think the final battle will come down to Huron versus Zero, based on what I'm seeing here in the two armies. The Undead and Skaven pretty much just sacrificing points to one another, just getting in there and battling. Gorich, unfortunately, is fighting Blood Knights. The Knights of Red Keep very, very good against such a monster with their anti-large. Gorich, though, his drill's going hard. What's his value so far? Gorich is up to about 300. Pretty cool. Oh, and the spinning attack! Didn't do too much, though. Yeah, poor Gorich. Helm of Discord, I think, is also afflicting him from the Blood Dragon Lord. So now the Pegasus Knights, they were able to finish off the Gutter Runners, which will now be rode down. They're pulling back here, and Huron taking a very cautious approach. I think knowing that he's pretty far ahead, he's going to be patient here. And it looks like there might have been a Dwellers below being cast there, but I think it might have been canceled. It's hard to tell. Oh, no, Chalice of Potions, that's what it was. The Chalice of Potions maybe hits a couple Clan Rat Spears. Nothing terribly crazy. Up in the sky, oh, look at the shot. The Royal Pegasus Knights descend over the hill. Such cool units, man. Bretonnia is such a goddamn cool faction. Look at the Pegasus Knights just flying down, descending upon the heretics and vampires alike. We'll see where they decide to engage. You got to be really careful. I mean, they could just dominate the Chaos Air Force, because I think most of the Marauder Horsemen are probably a little bit low on ammo. Let's go ahead and see. What do we have in the bushes? Okay, those are the infantry. Where are the Marauders? Yeah, Pegasus Knights going in for it, man. Marauder Horsemen are on their way back over, but the Bretonnian army's coming as well. That's a great idea here by Zero, is landing on the zombies. That was excellent, because now the Pegasus Knights get pulled down, and they could actually get punished pretty bad by the Blood Knights. But I think Huron knows this, and he's going to be retreating. Yeah, Swords of Chaos are here. Just a lot of big threats, and Bretonnia needs to retreat here before they lose too much. So it looks like they get back. Most of them get back up in the sky. Probably going to lose like 3 of the Pegasus Knight models in total. A little bit hard to tell. And are they going to re-engage here? That'd be very ballsy. That'd be very ballsy, especially considering most of the Bretonnian armies in the bushes still. Zero's got a pretty scary force. I mean, still has all of his infantry. Swords of Chaos are healthy. And Vampire Counts are in second, but I just don't think they have enough staying power to last the entire game. We'll see. Pegasus Knights going for a nice catch here. It looks like the Blood Knights did get charged by the Air Force, and the Pegasus Knights were the ones that got the charge. So that is going to be quite beneficial for them. Some Marauder Horsemen appear to be coming from across. No, more Blood Knights. Okay, this could be quite nasty. The Vampires could turn this one around. Chitaza here does drop a zombie summon on top of them, and a Helm of Discord, and now the Blood Knights of Red Keep get the rear charge and sandwich in on the Pegasus Knights, but another unit of Pegasus Knights coming in to help. Ffa Enchantress really, really needed here in this fight. It still might be enough for Bretonnia, but yeah, they're committing Yeoman. I don't know. Those Pegasus Knights are getting dragged down, and you can see the Vampires are pulling very, very high up on points after that engagement. I think a lot of the Bretonnians are also kind of trapped on this side a little bit. In Ffa Enchantress, if there was a Mortis engine here the whole time from the Ffa Enchantress, Bretonnia probably would have already won it. But I think that was a pretty disastrous engagement there for the forces of the Bretonnians, as now you can see they're kind of scattering to the winds. Now the best bet for Huron is probably just going to be trying to gather what forces you can and getting Earthbloods and getting your bearings again, because Zero's army is pretty erect here. Yeah, like more or less full strength outside of the ammunition that has been expunged. Up in the sky, we do have the double Exalted Heroes going after the Royal Pegasus Knights, and some of the Pegasus Knights still fighting there in the pits. Now we have a 3-way battle between Bretonnia and the Warriors of Chaos. Skaven, I don't know what the Skaven have left. They probably have some like clan rat like hanging out on the edge of the battlefield. Hard to say. But the Pegasus Knights partially up in the sky again. 2 Paladins were able to escape that with their lives. I think the double Paladins plus the remnants of the Pegasus Knights might be enough to deal with the Exalted Hero. It's hard to say. The Exalted Heroes can always like dive down on the ground, as we did see earlier. That was a very, very nice tactic. Fireball coming in from the Warriors of Chaos, and does it pick off? Ooh, yeah, nice fireball. Picks off 2 of those Royal Pegasus Knights. Every model you can take out counts. And just like we talked about, a bit of a regrouping going in, but now the Pegasus Knights do descend on the Blood Knights, finish off the last model, and that Blood Dragon Lord better be careful. Although the 2 Exalted Heroes here, they are here to stay. Zero's definitely got to make sure that there's still points left on the battlefield. It looks like Bretonnia does have its cavalry flanking in the back, so Knights Errant and Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis getting ready to push in against the Marauders, but they are being kind of pulled into a very bad situation. Oh, look at that! That's like a movie scene. These Marauders pulled back, and the other ones like form a wall and then surround them, and the Swords of Chaos, the champions of the Dark Gods, ascend. And Swords of Chaos definitely hit very hard. They can kill these Knights pretty effectively. The Knights Errant do charge in, but I think the majority of the Bretonnian leadership and power is still over here, and this is going to be a disaster. Definitely feeding a lot of points to Chaos here. But those Bretonnian Knights, they had to do it for the lady. They couldn't resist, and that is going to be it for them, as they are broken off by the minions of the Dark Gods. Looking here, though, Huron, wow, Huron just got a lot of points. Killing that Blood Dragon Lord really, really gave him a lot, and Zero might not have enough to get back here. Huron might be able to still get it. I mean, because he's still going to get points from this fight here. Where are the rest of the undead, though? Looks like some zombie summons are still there. The Blood Dragon Lord is killed by the Fae and the Paladins. Yeoman Archers still have some ammunition as well, so they can poke a little bit. Close game! Close game! Really, really close! Let's see what they're saying. Rat's willing to make a deal to be ignored. Standard Skaven. Standard Skaven role-playing. He was trying to, poor Skaven were trying to make an alliance and nobody listened. Yeah, they had a rough run of it. I think, so I've seen some very strong Skaven FFA tactics. Typically, they're more mobility-based. Like, you see, like, Throt, like, Brood Horrors, Rat Ogres, like, a mobile army that can, like, hit and run and regenerate. That's much stronger, I think, than going Skaven weapons teams. Weapons teams can be okay too, but like if you get 2v1, it's like an instant loss. Whereas with like a mobile Skaven build, you can like hit and run and choose your engagements. Zero will indeed get points for winning, but he's pretty far behind right now. Huron will give up a fair amount of points in the fight. You know, he's still got the Pegasus Knights, the Fae, and the Paladins, but I don't know. It looks like Huron might get this one. His Bretonnian ambushes in the beginning against the Skaven really, really got him a lot of points. And Zero kind of sat a little bit more defensively, like he didn't commit his Marauders early. He was really skirmishing a lot, so that might come back to bite him here. I think Zero's army overall probably a little bit stronger than what's left for Bretonnia, considering the 2 Exalted Heroes. What are they chasing right now? It looks like they're chasing down the Knights Errant, but now they're all going to come back and prepare for the final showdown. The final showdown. There haven't been Lizardmen yet, Julio, but they could be in the grand final. So after this, the winner of this will be added to the top 4, and then we'll have a grand finals battle. So that should be quite a bit of fun. So here comes the Marauders moving in to do battle with the Ffa Enchantress and the Mounted Yeoman. Enchantress draining here. Pretty helpful. And the two Paladins are eyeing Archaon. They might actually go after him. That'd be pretty ballsy. I guess there are heals. So they get a double charge on Archaon. They don't have great armor piercing, but nonetheless, their anti-large will still help them. Ffa Enchantress does pull back. A little bit concerning here for the Paladins, though. They might be trapped now. Archaon might be able to get them. Paladins do not have good mass. And the Exalted Heroes are coming up and over the distance. That'll be a really fun thing to do when Game 3 comes out as like a big Chaos FFA. With all the new Chaos units, that'll be pretty badass. Ffa Enchantress is racking up the points, man. Like, she needs to be taken out ASAP because she's going to get so much value from that Mortis engine. And here you can see the Pegasus Knights are kind of hanging a little bit careful in the distance, waiting to kind of pick their fight. Yeah, I don't know if Zero can do it, man. He would really have to deny the Bretonnians a lot. And the problem is a lot of the Bretonnian army might just break here and then like the game will end instead of being able to chase them down and get your points. Although he's closing the distance, but so too is the Ffa Enchantress Mortis engine, getting so much value off all the Chaos Marauders. Shanegar, thank you for the donation. Really appreciate that. He says, Turin, how about a tournament in which players pick the armies for their opponents, trying to put only the worst units in and spend the gold in the most inefficient way? That would be kind of interesting. I will certainly think about it. Thank you so much for that donation. Yeah, Lizardmen are really good in FFA and 1v1. So yeah, Zero is going to be the last man standing, but I think that Turin is going to get the strap. I think he is going to advance to the grand finals because, 2,500 points. There's a couple Pegasus Knight units. It could be close. I don't know. It depends. It depends. There's still some value to be given up too. And now Turin is more or less not going to be getting too much more value as the Pegasus Knights are surrounded. He needs to make sure he doesn't like break the whole army at once so he can like keep farming a little bit. It is going to be very, very close. So Exalted Heroes go in. They shatter the defenders. It looks like now going after the Paladin. Ffa Enchantress running for the hills. Pegasus Knights charging into the back. Turin goes up over 17,000 points. And Zero is at almost 12,000 plus 2.5. Not going to be enough as of now. As he continues to climb, the last of the Pegasus Knights are breaking. This Paladin being hunted down by the Exalted Hero. And it looks like the Marauder Horsemen chasing down whatever they can. Some forces are rallying here, though, for Bretonnia, which is actually good for Chaos, because it means they can potentially get more points than compared to if there were just like a massive break or something like that. Royal Pegasus Knights at -1, 3 leadership. Really kind of breaking down here. But Turin, man, getting a ton of points this game. So it's looking like the top 4 is set. Certainly some very, very high-level players have competed today. And we have our 4 champions as the Ffa Enchantress is karate chopped by the Exalted Hero. Most likely going to be shattering here. And with that, the Bretonnian army will probably be shattering shortly after. Turin getting enough points to do it. Bretonnia wins with the Royal Pegasus Knight build. What a great match. Man, Zero was awesome to watch here, too. The Swords of Chaos are just so much fun, man. So much fun. Hey, Chitaza, you did great, man. You did great. Very well played. I hope to see you back in these matches, man. You should get in and play some tournaments. You did very well. Very, very good Vampire Count play. You were in a very respectable position for most of the game. Fireball coming in. Going to be nailing the Mounted Yeoman Archers. Ooh, that was pretty good. Took out a handful of those guys, and they're now broken. What does Bretonnia still have fighting? Looks like maybe something rallied. The Paladin in the distance has come back here. So, for those of you guys who don't know, in FFAs, the balance of power, it's much tougher to get to army losses. They've purposefully adjusted that, so it's tricky. All right, Ffa Enchantress is shattered. The lone Pegasus Knights of Bretonnia preparing their last charge for the lady. And here they come. Nope, not so much. Not for the lady. They've had enough of the lady, apparently. The other Paladin's on its way back. 16 leadership. Might be able to get a little bit more point value, but it's over at this point. Not enough points. GG being said by all players here. The Fireball coming in should hit this Paladin and finish the battle. GG, well played. Turin, Papa of Turin, claims the final spot. So now our top 4 is decided. Ice Power Total War, Falcon, and our newest champion here, Turin, Papa of Turin. With the Pegasus Knights, man. Pretty cool. Ffa Enchantress, of course, a raid boss, as always. Not as much value as we saw from Wrathy. Man, look at this. 2,800 on the Pegasus Knights, 1,200, 1,900. Beautiful stuff. Zero's army was obviously in great shape. Swords of Chaos over 2,000 there. The Great Chitaza, 1,000, 1,500 here on the casters. Some nice Blood Knight play. Man, look at the Blood Knights here for Chitaza. Beautiful. Yeah, 23 and 3,000. They got some really good charges on the Pegasus Knights. And our poor Skaven, of course, a little bit of an... Really, the straw that broke the Skaven's back was their deployment. Like having the Gutter Runners and Wolf Rats just get caught instantly. Pretty much lost in the game. It was a valiant effort. So now we can update this. We have our top 4. And it is going to be Turin. All right. So now we need to get all the champions in here. So here and stay. Falcon. Falcon. Ice Power Total War. This is the grand finals. $25 cash prize. Some serious shit going on here. No, you can't retreat, little CM. You cannot. I don't think you are the right person. Who are we missing here? Hey, Pumble. It's the finals now. So just top 4. Okay, so Falcon, we need to get Ice Power in here. Okay. I don't think this is Ice Power. I'm going to double check here. Nope, doesn't look like it. So Pumble, we will see you back next time, I hope. If you're on stream, my apologies. But this is the top 4 now, so that's why we gotta get Ice Power in here. This is the grand finals of the stream. Okay, Ice Power Total War. I sent you an invite. Very cool. Dude, Falcon versus Falcon, the duel of fates, I know. So for the map, let's do the city map. I think that's my favorite one, the Steppes of Isha. Grand finals, $25 cash prize. Big event. Remember, it's unit caps, not banner. Okay, just letting the players know there's a cash prize. They might not have been aware of that, so just kind of doing that. And we'll go from there. We'll go from there, man. We'll see what sort of schemes they can do. So we do have a Lizardman being played by Falcon. I love that Falcon and Falcon are in the same battle here, dude. Oh man, that's so funny. So Huron is going undead. If all 4 of them played Beastmen, oh my god. Beastmen are like, they have some elements of the Beastmen roster that are good in FFA, like the fact that they're mobile, but like their lords are just not good. Like you see Marathi carry, you see Faye carry, you see Larry carry in FFA, but like Beastmen have no one to carry. Like Morokur just gets caught. You can't be mobile with him. Kazrak is terrible. All right, we're back now. Sorry about that, guys. That was really weird. Isn't that weird? We're back. Don't worry. Sometimes you get those like weird little crashes. Although that was kind of weird. It like just started a whole new stream. Huh. Strange stuff. We're back. Don't worry. Crisis averted. These days my internet's been pretty good. It's just like if there is like a little blip, it's like usually for like 20 seconds and then it kind of calms its shit down. It came back with Kazrak is terrible. Oh, that's really funny. That's all you need to hear. It's the only words of wisdom you need here in this this cold, cruel world. All right. Looks good. Looks good, and we're all set. So, as far as the factions go, we have Falcon. I'm just going to call him Falcon, even though it's probably Falcon. Falcon on Lizardmen. We have Falcon on the Knights of Calidor. Ice Power Total War on Marathi subfaction, and Huron Papa of Turin going on Norska. The Chaos Gods have cursed me for sure. Play Yaya Ding Dong! Oh, dude, I love that. The Eurovision movie was so funny. Because, see, before Eurovision, the movie came out with Will Ferrell, I didn't even know Eurovision existed. Like, it was an actual thing. But Lady Turin, of course, coming from Poland, knew of Eurovision. So she had kind of explained it all to me. I'm like, dude, this is just so ridiculous. And awesome, right? So when the Will Ferrell movie came out, it was so great. The Yaya Ding Dong thing, every time that like guy yelled that, it just like, I was literally in tears. It was so funny. Like how his face is like getting all red and like flustered. Play Yaya Ding Dong. So good. So good. So yeah, we're in the grand finals now. These are the top 4. Each of these champions did win in FFA in today's stream, and now we are here to see who is going to be the final boss, the final champion. And we're going from there. Wagons are actually quite good in FFA for sure. Wagons can do some work. Yeah. Play Yaya Ding Dong. I'm not playing, no. I'm just casting today. Maybe I'll play next time we have an FFA tournament. Maybe I'll play in it. I love FFA. It's really fun. Yeah, there's going to be a US version this year with the States. Are you serious? Is it like, what's it called? I mean, isn't that just like American Idol though? I don't know who won this year's Eurovision. I'm not sure, but the movie with Will Ferrell is really funny. I mean, I'm a huge Will Ferrell fan. I really love like Step Brothers and Anchorman and like all those movies. He's probably one of my favorite comedic actors like ever. Talladega Nights. There's just so many good movies. Step Brothers, I think, is probably one of the most underrated ones. Oh, okay. Falcon switched to Avalorn. Okay, so we got 2 elves. You know what Falcon should do here? He should bring Larry with Tempest, just in case Ice Power goes with like the Marathi Air Force Goon Squad, just so he can like hard counter it. Blades of Glory is a good one too. Italy won. Okay. France second. Very cool. No, Eurovision is a different beast to American Idol and the like, especially when it doesn't take itself seriously. No, that's cool. Yeah, I saw I can't remember which country it was, but they had like a metal band like all dressed up kind of you know, and some like heavy metal stuff. Yeah, I was so good. Ion Cannon build. The Ion Cannon build's pretty good. But the Ion Cannon build is not good against elves. Like if you're playing against like mobile elf armies, it's going to be terrible. So if I were Falcon, I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably bring a Salon of High Magic. I would get, or just Mazda Mundi, or does Mazda has nets? Yeah. You want Tempest here. There's like 3 factions in which Tempest is going to like win you the game against. Falcon really needs to bring Tempest, 100%. Yeah. Lordy from Finland, is it? Yeah. That's so cool. So Wookie says it's called the American Song Contest. Each state will send a representative, but yeah, it's a song contest, so essentially a slightly themed version of other contests. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's great stuff, man. Well, players are about ready. Turin making the final tweaks to his army. Falcon saying memes shall be seen. Quite curious. These are some fearsome opponents here. Who will be winning our first FFA tournament, I think? I don't know if we've ever had an FFA tournament before. I think we tried to have one, but it was just like we had so many people with bad connections, including myself at the time, so it was just like a potato fest. Yeah, so well, this is kind of the first one we've had, the big launch. Anyone else getting random game crashes lately? Not myself. Should I bring the Iceforged Legion as Norse? That would be cheating. We were not allowing campaign units here, but if you're just playing with your friends, sure, why not? Yeah. The Iceforged Legion, man. Wouldn't that be some shit if Norska could bring them? That's one way to give Norska a DLC, just like let them bring their campaign units in multiplayer. Yeah, just give them the Wanderer guy, the big chicken, right? Would any of the Norskin campaign units be like really OP? Like if you priced them appropriately? You know, let's think about it. What do they have? They have the Maze Keeper guy, which if you priced him, it'd probably be fine. That would give them some other lore choices, which I think would be cool. Julio predicting a Lizardman victory, rooting for Falcon. All right. The Mammoth Flock. I don't even know all the units off the top of my head. The most broken campaign units that people can bring are probably with the Knights of Calidor. Like the dragons are just like are really strong. They're really strong. Yeah, Calidor was very OP when we did the tournament where they could use campaign units. The Empire has some good ones too, like the Caribou Greatswords. The Emperor's Wrath Steam Tank is pretty cool. I want Croak in this FFA, just nuking everything. Croak is pretty good in FFA because there's so much going on that people can often forget what's going on. Like they won't pay attention to like his little bombardments. Whereas in 1v1, it's very easy to be like, okay, they have Croak. I'm going to be hyper vigilant. I'm watching. But in this case, it's like, it's a whole different beast. Yeah, Codil is probably one of the strongest ones. He's very OP. He has like this Spirit Leech effect, like bound ability, that instantly drains all your vigor. It's like so broken. So you can just like grab their lord and be like, oh, all right, you're exhausted right away. Crazy, crazy good. El Gordo, yeah, El Gordo is pretty strong. That's the dragon, right? Norska has the Iceforged Legion, which is like isn't it 3 hell cannons in one unit? I think it'd be kind of cool. It'd be interesting to take a look at like units, campaign units, do a video like looking at all the campaign units that are available and seeing which ones would be like actually fair to add into multiplayer. Not only does it drain vigor, it also deals a ridiculous amount of damage. Correct. Yeah, it's like a Spirit Leech on steroids. It's pretty damn good. I actually think this is the best FFA map, this one right here. It's just so damn cool. Like street battles, this is like what people want siege battles to be like, right? Like you get into the city, you have to fight your way through the streets, like to get to the back capture point. This is what siege battles should be, right? Yeah, and they probably, you know, I'm confident that siege battles will be good in Game 3, or better at least. Chad, thank you for the donation. Hey Turin, tell Lady Turin her Death Guard painting video was awesome, and as a newbie painter, that putting a wash on and dry brushing first to save from edge highlighting blew my mind. I know, dude, that's like one of the biggest things ever. If you guys are a new painter and you're watching like tutorials on how to, you know, paint miniatures, if you're not confident with edge highlighting your model, just wash your model first and then dry brush it with the edge highlight color, and it like handles it for you. It's so nice. Hey Chad, thank you so much. I'm glad that helped you. It's really good with Death Guard too. Really, really good with Death Guard. All right, so for the forces of, let's start with the lizards first. Oh yeah, for Falcon. He's got the Shredder of Lustria, the Thunderous One, a Slan Mage of Life to heal his beasties up, Sar Spears, and Chameleon Skinks. A very, very straightforward army. It's just Monster Mash with healing. Pretty smart, durable, you know, get the job done. Now for the forces of Falcon, we do have Dryads, so it looks like there's going to be 4 Dryads backed up by an Arcane Phoenix and an Archmage of Metal. Very interesting with Final Transmutation. On top of that, we do have Illyrian Reavers, Shadow Warriors into the Sunset, so it looks like there's going to be a handful of Shadow Warriors. So Plague of Rust, Shadow Warrior, Focus Fire, you guys are kind of getting the picture for this build. And that's pretty much it. So now if we take a look here at Turin, Papa of Turin, qualifying with Bretonnians in our last match here. He's rocking a Vlad von Karstein? A von Karstein Vampire Lord on horseback. Okay, so he has Storm of the Night, which is a very smart pick to lock down flying units. We got double Necromancer with the Forbidden Rod Stroking, and Corpse Cart with a bunch of Graveguard. Yeah, this is probably the most well-rounded army of the bunch. More standard. Black Knights, and some more Black Knights. My only concern is that this army has, like, no anti-large. Like, I don't know how this army's going to kill monsters. That's my only concern for it. So if we look over here at Ice Power, it's pretty much the same thing. We get Marathi. Oh, no Manscores this time. Okay, a much more standard army. Wow. So Marathi's here, of course, because she's the best. And then, aside from that, we actually have a Dark Shard battle line, backed up by Bleak Swords and Dread Spears with some Scourge Runners. So this build is actually going to be moving up in a very standard, traditional fashion and fighting the good old fight, you know, the old school way. All right, this is fun. So let us know your predictions. Who do you guys think is going to win? Falcon, Ice Power, Total War, or Huron, Papa of Turin? Let us know your predictions in chat, guys. Let's have some fun. Thank you all for joining. Let's do it to it. Did you just say Falcon twice? Well, close enough. Close enough indeed. The Lizard Army, probably people do not want to fight this. That is very, very nasty. Although the Dark Shards will make pretty quick work of the big monsters. Shredder of Lustria, I think, has like 100 armor, so yeah, Plague of Rust can do a number on it too. But yeah, a lot of healing too, which is nice. Good sustainability. Vampire counts here might be fighting Falcon right away. It looks like Falcon is going for a bit of a vanguard, moving all of his forces away from the Lizardmen and deciding to go fight the Undead, which is good. Elves usually have a pretty happy engagement there, so we'll see what kind of points can happen. Hey, Turin, is it worth starting a Warhammer Fantasy army considering the new AOS? Yeah, I mean, if you want to, absolutely. So, for all the flack Age of Sigmar gets, I really dislike the lore in Age of Sigmar. I really dislike Stormcast Eternals just because, you know, I like my Sigmarites to be like the average human fighting the horrors of the old world, right? That's my jam. But Age of Sigmar is a very fun game to play, and it has some beautiful models. So, yeah, go for it, man. And Old World is probably like 2 years out from now, so like you can do both, man. Just collect, you know, Age of Sigmar army you like, and when Old World comes back, you know, get an army there and you'll be good to go. Absolutely. But I would highly recommend making sure you have people to play with around you, whether it be you start with a friend who plays with you, or you have like a local game store that's very friendly and welcoming. Because you need it. It kind of sucks. I've known people who have started and been like, oh, I can't find anyone to play with, and then it's just like, you know, where they live. So definitely check in on that. That would be my 2 cents. All right. So the Shadow Warriors advancing on the forces of Huron. It looks like Falcon is going to be fighting Huron here in the beginning. The Archmage of Metal, definitely. Oh no, the Vampire Army is going to blob here and just get nailed with a Final Transmutation. That's going to be very, very rough. In the meantime, it looks like the Dark Elf forces are moving over here to fight. And the Lizardmen are just kind of ponderously slow, moving towards the army here as well. So up in the sky, we do have the Fellbats kind of getting mowed down here, while the Black Knights with Lances going to be charging into the Dryads. A very aggressive play here from Huron. Dryads, of course, are not going to like this fight. Are there any... yeah, we got some Reavers. Reavers will get a flanking maneuver on the Black Knights, who kind of dropped their order there at the last second, so a little bit unfortunate. But I can assure you, there is going to be some big, big Final Transmutation action here soon. Arcane Phoenix finishing off the Fellbats. And the Dryads just kind of grinding in the pits here against the Black Knights, and it seems to be going okay. Undeath Resurgent, of course. If they don't get the charge, they're pretty subpar. I mean, the Black Knights only have 24 melee attack, so if they don't get that charge, they're going to just be pretty terrible, honestly. So Dryad's still fighting. We haven't seen any magic usage yet from Felcon. He's very, very far ahead on points. The Undead have done very little in return. And over here, we do get the Archmage jumping on top of the Varix Reavers with an overcasted Plague of Rust, putting their armor down to 50. So now the Varix Reaver is going to be very, very squishy here in combat, as they are kind of chewed apart by the Dryads. So we will see how this goes. A little bit of lag here. Hopefully it's not on my end. Let's see. Good luck. Have fun. Oh, it should subside in a second. Could be on my end. Let me go ahead and minimize to make sure it's not me. Nope, looks like it's not me. My bitrate is holding firm for Sigmar. It should pass in a second, though. No worries. So yeah, Felcon off to a very strong lead. The Dark Elves are collapsing. Yeah, somebody's like just legit had an internet spike in their connection, and it's causing this. Is this the first FFA that's actually ended up with 2 clean? Oh, this one is not ending up in a clean 2v2 because the Dark Elves are coming over here. It looks like the lag is subsiding. Soul Stealer going down from Marathi, very good. It's going to hit the Graveguard, the Dryads, a lot of high-value targets. Felcon very hard ahead on points, but there's still so many points on the board, it's not like a big deal. You know, the Lizards are coming. They have a lot of meat and potatoes in that army, so should be A-okay. On the ground, the Shadow Warriors looks like they did pretty good against the Necromancers. Both of these guys furiously stroking their Forbidden Rods together side by side, and, well, don't ask questions here about what's going on, but it is what it is. And those Necromancers should be going down. Arcane Phoenix with a big bombardment and an overcasted Final Transmutation here from Felcon gives them a huge boost in points. Nasty, nasty stuff. Nails the Graveguard. The Corpse Carts gets a lot of value there and gives Felcon a very commanding position in first place. Now for Felcon, the important thing here is going to be trying to get away from the Lizards and just like make the Lizards and the Dark Elves fight. And then if you can do that, you just kind of like sit on the flanks and poke and harass and do all that sort of good stuff. So here comes ye old Illyrian Reavers charging in. One Necromancer about to go down. 19 HP, should be crumbling any second now. And how is the Von Karstein Lord doing? It looks like he's in a little bit of trouble, being attacked by the Arcane Phoenix, which is no joke. Yeah, Vampire's looking very bare bones. I mean, they got hit with a Soul Stealer, and they got hit with a overcasted Final Transmutation, like on the blob of their most valuable units. So that is going to be very, very tough for them. One Soul Stealer did about as much damage as the Vampires have done so far. Yeah, Vampires are in second place, but they're pretty much out of the game. You know, he had to fight Felcon first, took a lot of damage in that fight, was losing that fight quite decisively, and then on top of that got like piled on by the Dark Elves. And it looks like Ice Power with some very good positioning. So you guys will notice here that Ice Power is getting his forces around, and then that's going to force Felcon to be sandwiched by the Lizardmen, at which point, you know, he can get the optimal engagement. So I think that's quite good. But now the Lizards have arrived to the party. We do get the Thunderous One. Oh yeah, here he comes. The Thunderous One, baby. Moving into the Shadow Warriors. And the Shadow Warriors definitely will get trampled. And are they immune to psychology? No, they're not. So they could potentially get routed off the battlefield. As the Dread Saurian moves in as well. The Dread Saurian just rampaging through the Shadow Warriors. And now Huron is getting his final revenge as his Graveguard actually pinned the Shadow Warriors in, not letting them escape. And Felcon looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble here, as he is losing a lot. Storm of the Night going down from the Von Karstein Vampire Lord does actually hit the Archmage of Metal. Looks like it did some damage, but the Archmage is able to get away for the most part. But yeah, Dark Elves might be in a position to do very well here. The Lizards are farming some nice points against the Shadow Warriors, some of which are routing off the edge of the map, although Felcon does get some of them away. Felcon is going to be very scrappy, certainly will be very tough to get rid of all of his units. But now the Dark Shards for Ice Power have a pretty nice little firing concave, just sitting here, shooting at Graveguard, shooting at zombies. I'm really impressed that Huron is still alive, too. Like, he has been just hit from so many sides by, like, several players, but he's still going strong like a champ, so big props to him here. Yeah, Dark Elves happily farming points up in the sky. The Archmage of Metal has popped the Armor of the Stars, which is going to be giving him stock and unspottable, so not really sure where it's going to be going. It looks like maybe after Marathi. The Archmage plus the Phoenix might be beelining for Marathi, a little bit hard to tell. But now the Lizards are moving in, and the Thunderous One is basically just chasing down the Shadow Warriors in the bushes here. And yeah, it looks like Felcon is going to be maybe going after Marathi. It's hard to tell. He's like flying very close by, but Marathi does see this and rotates. And now the Undead forces is going to be piling in to fight the Dark Elves with what little they have left. And the Lizardmen are still just kind of moving their main army up. Very, very slow army. I mean, Saurus have, I think, 28 speed. 31, actually. And the Dread Saurian, of course, has 60. Some of the monsters a little bit faster. Now, Shadow Warriors, somehow, some way, did escape. We have 49 right here. The Thunderous One, taking a little bit of work from the Shadow Warriors, especially when the Plague of Rusts are active. But the big regrowth here, not overcasted, but that regrowth should be enough to get the Thunderous one back to close to full health. We'll see. We will see indeed. Shredder of Lustria chewing away at the last of the Shadow Warriors in the Shattered unit. Pretty awesome stuff. So Falcon is very far behind on points. Falcon, however, still in first place, but Ice Power Total War, I think, in a very good position to potentially get back in this game. He's only down by 4,000 points and has yet to fight the Lizardmen. The Lizardmen are still a big X factor. However, what I would do if I were Falcon is I would probably get the Archmages and these different units and harass the back line of the Dark Elves while they're fighting the Lizardmen. Because the Lizardmen are so far behind that it might be hard for them to catch up to you, whereas Ice Power Total War is in a very good position to potentially catch up here, right? So trying to finish him off, or at least keep Ice Power from being the last man standing, I think would be probably a very, very prudent decision. So we will see. We will see indeed. So here's Marathi. It looks like the Lizards have moved in with their Legion of Chaqua. There's going to be some sort of witchcraft going down. Oh, is that going to be a Dwellers Below? Oh, look at that. Dwellers Below grabbing some of the Dark Shards there. Doing a little bit of damage, but Ice Power saw it and was able to move. That actually would have been devastating if he didn't move, though. Could have maybe done it over here as well. So the Salon of Life moving in, the Legion of Chaqua giving some missile resist perhaps. A very good Soul Stealer coming in from Marathi, so a little bit of a blunder here by Falcon to let his forces get so bunched up. Dark Shards are pretty good on ammo, should have enough to deal with any big dinosaurs, and now the Thunderous one is moving back. I feel like I'm watching a game of 40k, for example, with this this Thunderous one moving back and around here, which is quite funny. But here comes the Saur Spears, actually pulling back. Falcon regrouping his forces. He actually has reformed ranks and now has a battle line of Dryads. Still in first place, but not for long. He needs to really, really hit Ice Power, because Ice Power is in pretty good shape. I mean, he hasn't taken too much damage. The Lizardmen are just kind of weathering the storm to the best of their abilities. The Undead are pretty much out of the game. This is the last that you see of the mighty Undead here. The great Corpse Cart marches forward, shambles on. Negative 29 leadership. Yes, this is the remnants here. So I'm actually playing in a D&D campaign right now. And in the D&D campaign, I'm playing a mage with the subclass of a necromancer. So I literally made my character, his entire backstory and everything is that of Helman Gorst. He's a necromancer whose brothers died, who became a necromancer to bring his brothers back to life, and I'm just totally role-playing like Helman Gorst. It's pretty great. Anyways, Arcane Phoenix here finishes off the Corpse Cart. Huron, Papa of Turin, is out of the game. GG, well played. Huron says, we will live to cart another day. Yes, you will, Huron. Thank you for playing, man. Your Bretonnian Pegasus Knight game was quite amazing, and we enjoyed the Corpse Cart action here as well. Soul Stealer is pretty crazy value. Falcon now really needs to act, because if he doesn't, you know, Ice Power is just probably going to steamroll this Lizard army. His Dark Shards are just too good against like so many of the units that are here for the dinos. So I think Falcon needs to get involved. I mean, I'm curious what he's going to do. He's got this Arcane Phoenix. I guess you got to be careful too, though. Like, if you fly too close to the sun here, all these missiles really, really could punish you. Yeah. Hotel Transylvania cart, just wanting to have, yeah, just trying to get away, yeah. Have you ever checked out the Warhammer Fantasy tabletop RPG? I have played the Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game with Lore Master of Sotek. I played a dwarf in that. The mighty dwarf named Grimly. It's up on his channel if you want to see it. It was pretty fun. It was a while back, so. Yeah, sorry about the lag, guys. It's FFA. You know, I would say overall today we've done pretty well for ourselves, not having too much lag. A little bit here in the end, but it's the nature of the beast. It's the main reason why I don't do this format often, is because it can be very laggy when you have 5 people in a game. So you have 4 players plus a caster. Huron left the game, so it's not him. It's got to be one of the players, I'm not sure. Because I just checked my potato and it seems to be doing okay. So yeah, Ice Power getting some nice concave fire, like all the Dark Shards just shooting into the Saurus, and Shield of the Old Ones going down. And ammunition, though, how's it looking? Still enough. That's basically what's happening here. Falcon is just trying to waste all of the Dark Shard ammunition, hoping that his big dinos will be enough to win the day. So we will see. We will see. Yeah, and the ammunition still at about 40%, give or take. Saurus Warriors do get the Shield of the Old Ones to get that 22% ward save. Fighting their way through the Bleak Swords, but the Bleak Swords still have a pretty good critical mass. Also, the frontal charge of the Chariots here will be good, and Marathi's coming in. Marathi will debuff all their combat stats, putting their melee attack down to 15, which is pretty brutal, with the Enchanting Beauty, I would imagine, and the Heart Render and the Dark Sword. So yeah, 6 and 29. Oof. Brutal, brutal nerf on stats. So now the dinos are deciding to turn around. It looks like there is going to be some sort of witchcraft going down here in the back. I'm not sure what. Probably the banishment from the Slann. And Ice Power obviously doesn't have a lot he has to micro right now, so it's pretty easy for him to sit back and like dodge these different threats and all that other stuff. Antonio asks, Turin, what would you prefer or think is more likely, AOS or 40k for Total War Warhammer, or for Total War? 40k 100%. It's a bigger IP. Having 2 fantasy, trilogies in a row would be kind of redundant. I think that 40k is the way to go. And that's also like kind of a new horizon for Total War. Yeah, sorry about the lag, guys. Really unfortunate. We had like none up until now. Like the whole stream was good, but of course it waits the grand finals to get there. Yeah, the Dark Shard's pretty good here. I like the switch too because everybody expects like him with the double Manticore and the mobility squad, but just having a kind of a static, slow-moving Dark Shard build is very, very good here. So I'll go ahead and minimize real quick and see if it's on my end. Nope, looks like I'm not dropping any frames. My internet bitrate is good. And now, the final battle here. Falcon is moving around the back. Well, yeah, you can see Falcon's still in it. Although I think Ice Power's got this. He's got the Dryads coming around. It looks like the lag is finally subsiding. Did we have like another spectator in the game or something? That was very strange. Because like, did I just see a message of somebody leaving the game? Huh, that's weird. Yeah, because now it's totally fine. Sorry about that, guys. We're back in business now. We're back in business now. So the Dark Shard's going to get hit by another Dwellers Below in the backfield, which is good. And the Dread Saurian has moved in, but Falcon coming in to snipe some points with a big overcasted final transmutation, nailing several units, including the Salon of Life, as well as the Thunderous one here. Falcon really trying to get back in the game here, but he's going to have to team up and shut down Ice Power. They have to 2v1 Ice Power, and then Falcon has to just win on points, which he probably would against the Lizardman player. So that's got to 100% be the strategy here. And you can see the Arcane Phoenix does use this bombardment to shut down these Dark Shards. And where is the Arcane Phoenix going to be going now? It looks like it's going to go farm the Dread Saurian for points. He got pretty close to getting back in here. Falcon saying GG as his Dread Saurian is absolutely pounded by the Dark Shard fire. And the Arcane Phoenix is trying his best to get in there and take this bad boy out. So, I mean, it's still points. How much does it have left? 1700 HP, so this should be enough for the Arcane Phoenix to get a couple hundred points off. The Lizardmen still fighting. I'm really surprised we didn't see Falcon come around the back and do like a flank here on the Dark Elves. Because like flanking the Lizardmen, I think you're much more likely to win against a smaller Lizardman force. Although maybe he didn't have the armor piercing to deal with the big monsters, so he figures that he can fight Ice Power a little bit better in the late game. I don't know, hard to say. The Lizard's still going though. Thunderous One is still fighting. And the Dread Saurian is being farmed by Falcon's Arcane Phoenix, which has yet to get its rebirth ability. And suddenly Ice Power's army is looking very tattered. I mean, a lot of the Dark Shards are running for the hills. There is the Salon moving in, the Battle Toad. And it looks like Falcon has left the game there, so he has dropped out, realizing all he has left is the Salon. So now it's basically just Ice Power versus Falcon's army. Neither of them really have too much here. And we will see how this unfolds. We will see. Yeah, okay, Falcon has left the game. Okay. So maybe, you have to like leave twice or something? That's very strange. Yeah, this is the grand final. This is for all the marbles. Ice Power Total War seems to have a little bit of a stronger army overall, but ammunition on Dark Shards is quite low. I think if Falcon can get a rebirth on the Arcane Phoenix, maybe he's going to have a chance. Marathi is pretty damaged for sure, but you can't get points off shattered units. You cannot. So the Dryad's moving in to fight against the Dread Spears. This is like the meat grinder for the Dark Elves the entire game, right? Like everyone's been moving in here and just getting like absolutely just Dark Sharded down. Yeah. Dark Shards, ammunition, a little bit left on these ones. I guess going for the Marathi gooning is a good call. Yeah, all right, going for the 2v1 on Marathi. Looks like a Soul Stealer is going to come around. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. And Dark Shards are shooting at the Archmage. Oh, Armor of the Stars and Book of Hoeth popped. And the Arcane Phoenix is still in the hunt. But right now, the Archmage might become stock and unspottable here in a second. We'll find out. And the Arcane Phoenix looks like it's going to drop a bombardment here, but it does kind of hit a 2v1. It hits both those units there, which is quite nice. But now, will it get the rebirth? That is the question. If it does, I think Falcon might have a chance. If it doesn't, I think that's going to be game blouses here. Oh, and it gets the rebirth. Oh, it's back up to full almost. No, not quite. Okay. It got, usually sometimes those go up over half. I thought it was going to keep going. But now that Phoenix is back in business and it's hunting down Marathi. Oh man, this is so close. The Dark Elves really dominated on the ground though. Falcon has a couple Dryads in the backfield and I think the Mage is like flying up over the pillar. This is a pretty funny tactic. You can actually do this by just like flying back and forth over that nonstop. The Arcane Phoenix does come, try to shut down the missile units here. I wonder if Falcon has enough magic for a big final transmutation. That would be very, very strong. Very, very strong indeed. I think that Falcon should have teamed up with the Lizards. With the Children of the Old Ones. Just like in the High Elf Cinematic when, Teclis was telling him to ally here. Yeah, that's really the only chance. If there's a final transmutation, that's it. Oh, nice rear charge of Marathi there. 4 leadership though in the Archmage. And the Arcane Phoenix trying its best, but I simply think Ice Power might have too much left. Too many bodies on the battlefield. And that is going to be GG. So today's FFA tournament would appear to be won by the Druki. The Dark Elves winning with the Manticore build in the first game, and the second game with a Dark Shard build. And the Arcane Phoenix, I don't know how many times it can rebirth, but I don't think it's going to matter. GG, well played. GG, well played. A very fun match indeed. Congratulations to Ice Power. He has won the $25 cash prize, PayPal or Steam gift card. Marathi, of course, proving to be a huge MVP. 4,400 value. Dark Shards were awesome. Holy shit. 2,000, 1,700, and 1,900. Talk about value city on those Dark Shards. Holy shit. Like, they put these Scourge Runners to shame, but the Scourge Runners still did great, each of which got like over 1,000 value. But yeah, 2,000, 2,000, 1,900, and 1,700 here. That is a thing of beauty. Damn, dude. Falcon's Army, 3,400 here. Shadow Warriors did okay. No, not at all. Damn, 1,200, 300, 300. The Shadow Warriors really had a rough run of it. For Falcon's Army, unfortunately, just a little bit late to the party. You know, that was all it really was. And by the time he got there was no good fights left for him. And Huron didn't have much anti-large in his army. I think that was the big thing. He couldn't fight back against the mass of some of his opponents, but also he did get sandwiched a little bit. So very well played to Huron, man. A true hero with the Von Karstein Vampire Lord doing some great work. Dude, the Dark Shards were awesome. Dov, thank you for the $25. You paid him to leave. All right, so today's champion is going to be Ice Power Total War. Congratulations to him. He'll be winning the prize. Thank you to Dov Plays for the donation, Dov. I hope everything is going well over in the realm of the great Dov. And yeah, man, that is it for today. It's going to be a relatively short stream, but don't worry. I'm ending it a little bit shorter today because tomorrow we're going to be back streaming as well. So tomorrow we'll have the ECL, and then on Sunday we'll have like a Warcraft 3 stream at late at night or something like that. So, and then next week during the week we'll also have a 2v2 tournament. I'm going to be setting one up probably the day before my surgery or something. I'm not sure, but we'll be doing some fun stuff next week too. Yeah. All right, guys, that is it for today. Congratulations to Ice Power. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this new format here on the channel. Let me know if you guys have any feedback. If there's anything you'd like to see changed, we can go from there. Really appreciate all that. And special thanks to Dob Plays, Chad R, yes, Shane Gar, West1212, Ivan, Hydra, Wesley Chartrand, Ruben, Christian Bender, and yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate those donations. I know we need more, but I got some stuff I got to take care of, and also I gotta rest the old paws for tomorrow's stream. Thanks again, guys. Take care. We'll be back. Congratulations to Ice Power, today's champion in the FFA tournament. And that is it for now. Cheers, my friends, and take care of yourselves.